We're live on the internet.
I'm doing the most important thing on the planet, silencing my phone.
Oh, yeah, good call. I forgot to do that part.
Hi guys.
Uh,
Last thing we need is me looking down because my mom's ringtone goes off. Not YouTube appropriate. It's not YouTube
oh dear, yeah,
appropriate.
no, we don't want to get any takedown
I don't.
notices, please.
No, I
Those
don't
are
think so.
annoying to
That's
fight.
they are. Let's avoid that if possible. All right, let's do a live state of the whip.
Yeah, we
Who's
don't
hanging
really.
out with us so far?
In chat, we've got Nikki and Sally and Karen.
Lovely. That's exciting. We have people. Yay.
There's people. People apparently want to see our piles of things that we're not working on.
I may have been ripping projects last night to just have fewer things to talk about. Where I went, I legit can't. I legit can't. I
I
cannot
mean, like, that also
leave this
seems like
on
a
the needle.
productive use of this event. So I
I
did not
can't.
rip anything. And I have no
I can't.
idea how many projects I have. I have no idea how many projects you have.
I posted
Especially
on
not.
Twitter. I was like, I wonder how many Artemis has. That's Diana's handle on Twitter. And I and Karen underneath was like, I wonder how many too. My reply to that was, it's me. It's probably me. It's probably me.
I
Yeah,
suspect you have more, but I literally do not know how
I
many I
don't know.
have.
Someone's gonna have to keep a tally for us. I'm not gonna keep a tally. We need like one of
Other
those
question.
YouTube. We need like little counters in the corner of our screens that like dig up by one. That
Oh man, if
would be
if you give me a minute
great.
to set that up, I can actually do that.
Please, yes, let's. Guys, what is in your cup? What are you drinking today? What are you working on while we do this? I made myself
Okay.
a pot, the usual podcasting pot OT. This is actually the Penny Point China pot from my great grandmother's wedding tea collection. Anybody knows where I can get more Petty Point? Send me some links. There is enough for both me and my sibling to have a set of four minus the coffee cups and a second teapot. We have spare cream and sugar pots, but me and my sister both want to round our Chinaware out to sets of eight or more. Mostly, we want really robust China sets, and the Petty Point is old enough now. It's a thing. It's a very common China. It's not very expensive China. It's why it's my everyday China. But now because I've gone to this as my everyday China and I'm never going back to regular plateware, like I'm never going back. It's going to be China till I have to move to a home because they're pre-making my food for me. So I want to round out and have replacements for my stuff and keep rounding up my sister's collection so that we both have very full sets. My mom started when she got it, both sets, because both of my great grandmothers had the same wedding china from different families. So when my mom married my dad, she discovered this. She put them together and she started keeping her eyes out to collect additional pieces to round out so that her daughters could have two full four-person sets. Sherry's probably, that's my sister, is probably okay with a four-person set. I'm the one who wants to have dinner parties. Like, I desperately want to be the adult with adult friends who have dinner parties. That's what I want. Like, I want friend Thanksgiving where like people come over and we do a potluck dinner and we do it on the china and we have an adult dinner.
That does sound quite excellent. From looking at
I
houses, I'm like, I
do
actually really
not
want a
live.
formal dining room.
I
I
live
didn't know
in a
that about
world.
myself.
I live in a
For this
world where
exact
that's not a
reason.
thing. I live in a world where that's not a thing anymore. Everyone's just like, oh, nobody does that anymore. I'm like, yeah, we should. We should have
We
adult
should,
dinner
though.
conversations and adult dinner parties where it's like pick a topic of discussion. Can you tell I spent too much time at university and discuss things, not just complain about the weather?
And you
Not
dress
that
up
complaining about
nicely,
the
and you have
weather
like a
shouldn't have.
multiple course meal, and
Yeah, have a it's a well, I mean,
like proper like 1950s dinner party.
proper 1950s dinner party. Where is that? Minus the Jello molds. I'm okay if we don't do the
We
Jello
yeah we can leave the
molds.
jelly in the past.
Now, if we're gonna do the jelly, if we're doing 16th century jellies, Done. No problem. I'm there for it. Any of the King George jelly molds, I'm down. Some historical jelly molds. Yes,
I imagine they weren't putting
I
like
would do
cabbage
that.
and carrots in their lime jello though.
No, no, they were not. It will probably be a gross experiment, but I'm down for it and I want to try it. These, okay, listen, guys, this like they were literally cooking whole birds and then putting the feathers back on. Like you would cook the peacock and then put the peacock fan back on and present. It's a leftover thing from the medieval times, but it's like pottage. It's a thing. We don't do it now, but it was a thing. It's probably a good show. Like, most of our meals were stews and chilies, things that come out of
With
pots,
bread? Oh.
things that come out of
Anyway,
pots
I
with
have the
bread.
project counts up now, so.
Oh, excellent! It'll tick up. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it'll take up when I type things.
Hey, that'll
It's
work.
kind of rough, but it'll work.
We'll make it work. I'm not going to keep a total in my head. I will at some point forget. I frogged 3 things last night because I was like, nope. I look at this and I go, yes, but not right now. Does that make sense? Like, no, I still want this, but I don't want this now. It's gonna go because later I might change my mind on the colors.
Fair.
So I reclaimed back a lot of yarn, guys. Anyway, I can't read chat. That is a Diana job.
Yeah, so catching up in people's cups seems to be coffee today.
It's fairly
People are
early in the
working
day for a lot of
on
us.
various projects, cowls, and a cardigan of doom. Nikki was saying, I
Oh,
used to be that adult, and then I had kids and
sounds like
moved
a
to a
story.
small town, and now there is no room. But my heart is full, and I have zero regrets. So,
Most of my friends are married with children. Most of my friends are married with children. That's why we don't do dinner parties. It's because they range in age from 18 through
well, that's
1.
why you have the kids table, and the 18 can deal with the one.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is why you have babysitters.
I have fond memories of the kids table and how I continued to be at the kids table
You're still at the
until
kids'
like a
table.
couple years ago.
Yeah, when I was dating your brother-in-law, we were still at the kids' table.
I know.
It's because the adult children got sat at the kids' table so the kids could sit with their parents at the adult table.
Yeah, well, the small children needed to be fed, and
They did, and
we
it made
didn't want to deal
sense.
with that.
And no,
So
we did not. But yeah, yeah. When we were both dating the brothers, we were at the kids' table. I imagine now that I'm not there, you guys, the little ones are big enough now. They
yeah,
probably
the
sit at
little
their
one
own
they
kids'
can feed
table
themselves
selves. Yeah,
relatively
yeah,
cleanly, so
yeah.
they get their own table now.
Table, yeah. Which is just a thing that happens as kids get older. They start to be better at the task. It takes practice, man. Even I fail at it some days, and I've had years. Yeah, it was always one of those ones that my sister was laughing when she was making plans for her wedding because everyone was like, "Oh, I do this and do this," and she's like, I make some of these decisions, and I think to myself, "My word, you would just outright reject this concept entirely." She's not wrong. She's not wrong. A lot of the things she decided to do are absolute hard nose for me. Hard pass.
That's fair.
It was the same thing when you got married. It would come up in conversation, and I would be like, "Nope,
Yeah, well, everybody's different.
not a
Everybody
thing.
wants different stuff.
Not a thing for me." Yep.
Seems like most people have small kitchens that hold six-ish people, and yeah. So
Yeah.
most of us are not holding dinner parties because we have small kitchens.
I have an apartment with no kitchen table. At some point, I will finally get rid of the flippin' couch I have inherited that I don't want, and there will be no couch. There will be 2 very nice comfy chairs and 4 matching, slightly less wing-backed chairs, and a dining room table that sits compact in a corner, and that'll be it. I
Oh, that'd be
dislike
lovely.
having the couch. I dislike having a couch in this apartment. I do. I don't like couches. So it's one of those ones where my mom's like, okay, so where are you going to put people when they sleep? I'm like, you own 2 double thick single bed air mattresses. Mom's like, yep. I'm like, and a spare bedroom with a bed. She's like, yep. I'm like, I'm stealing one of the air mattresses. She blamed him, but oh, that's legit.
Mm-hmm. You scoot the
Then
table
they'll
out of the way
just
and put down an air
sleep.
mattress.
They'll just sleep in here in the office. It's got
Yeah.
a door, and then they can have their own room space. I could certainly fold my chair up and get it out of the way and not live in here for a couple of days when I have company. It won't kill me. And I next to never have company. It's Diana or my dad, guys. That's who stays here. Diana or my dad. That's it. And neither one is offended by my yarn
This is true. I will not be offended by yarn.
or my cat.
Might be slightly offended by the cat. She
You're
might
not
be
offended
slightly
by the cat.
offended by me, to be fair. So
She
it'll be
she's
mutual.
more offended by the people than the people who come into this apartment. She used to sit in the corner of rooms and stare the mysterious Mr. B down. She just stares at him, and then I'll come in and he's staring at her, and I'm like, what is this, a stare off with a 4-legged 20-pound creature? What are you doing? Your orders of magnitude larger than her. Just ignore her. Just ignore her.
Well, shall we get this show on the road now that we've
Yes. We've got
babbled?
people, we've babbled, we've given people a chance to get notified to jump on in. My tea's finished steeping. I'm assuming you had some coffee to El Cafeinato.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll just start off by saying, in case I seem a little lackluster today, I got my COVID booster yesterday, so I'm a little like,
Tired.
whew. So, doing my best. I'm caffeinated. We'll see how this goes.
Well, because you reacted about the same level I did for shots and boosters. We just were tired for like 24 hours.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's
Oh
fine.
no, I have to hang out on the internet for a day.
Someone went to bed last night instead of gaming with Jocelyn.
Yes.
So did the other person who wanted to game with Jocelyn last night, and he has no such excuse because all he did was
Oh.
sleep in and then go to a company barbecue for like an hour to eat a burger and
Well,
help clean up.
my excuse is I fell asleep at like 10:30.
Uh-huh.
So
Mm-hmm. That's 9:30 my time, people.
and I
By
didn't
the
wake up
time
until 10:30 this
nobody
morning.
nobody messaged me by 8 p.m., I assumed that I'd been ditched for sleep. I went back to work.
I'm old and I got a needle yesterday and I'm sleepy.
Sleepy. Yeah. All right. I suppose I should probably go first because I
I
probably have
suspect you have
more.
more things. Are we sticking exclusively to knitting and crochet, or are we also including like spinning and embroidery?
Knitting and crochet.
Okay, I have ever so slightly fewer things then.
Also, because like I have 2 spinning projects on the go right now, no embroidery on the go, but we're a knitting and crochet podcast.
Okay,
Like the sewing, the spinning, and the embroidery is sort of just when we pick it up. It's not a, oh
that's
man,
fair.
I need to. Yeah, it sort of comes and goes in waves where we're always knitting and almost always crocheting. So that works. Also, I'm at like 10 books for the month. I hope you're all ready for the live.
Oh my god. I should finish a book. I don't know. I read so much last month and then like not at all this month. It's just not been my thing.
There's a bout of books going on right now, and I like that little week long readathon. I tried for 7 books this time. I might make 6. I picked some honky books to read. Of course I didn't have to, but I did. All right, let's just grab a bag and go because I don't know what's going on anymore. Oh, hey, look, it's a swag bag. Don't forget to knit.
Available in our. No, wait. I almost said available in the Critical Role shop. I've been watching too much Critical Role. It's not available in the Critical Role shop. It is not. It's available in the Northern Knits merch store. It's available in the Northern Knits shop.
It's just. Oh, I know what this is.
I was gonna say it with the whole Laura Bailey voice and everything. Mm-mm.
Yep, you've been watching a lot of Critical Role.
Yeah.
It's the Scrap Buster Sachet pot one.
I
Remember?
don't remember this one. What is this?
Okay, so the Scrap Buster Satchel, that's the word I'm looking for, is a bag pattern. that literally uses scraps, and scrap busting. And you make, and because I'm weird and I knit backwards, I'm going to have to make and then attach my squares differently. But you end up making like a little boho bag. So I did my first. This was the first craft off we did. I had the sun hat
Oh.
and the scrap buster satchel. So here's that
Okay,
first
I
first square.
remember now.
Yeah, and I'm
I do
making it
like that
of.
texture.
I know it's really good. I'm making mine out of oranges and greens. Oranges and greens. And it looks like a light blue color. Nope, the light blue color just fell in. Okay, cool. Oranges and like ferny greens and chocolate browns. So I got a very fall colored scrappy bag project on the go. But I did say that this had no deadline because I was literally going to pick up and work on the squares one at a time, piecemeal, and then probably sew them all together. Just because if I did the pickup as instructed, I would be sideways or upside down at some points. So I think I'm just going to make each individual piece and then sew them together and once it's finished, which is not something you have to do if you are right-handed and don't knit backwards and inside out. Uh, the having to do it in pieces and sew together by hand is strictly a Jocelyn quirk. I need to finish this. I need to finish this. I need to start sewing this together so I can lay out the pieces and make lining. So I could line it in a fabric that it won't super stretch out.
Mm-hmm.
If I have it lined in a nice stiff, like no stretch cotton or something. And then do the same with like the inside of the handle, like run a strip of
Yeah.
fabric into the inside of the handlebars. Handlebars? Yeah, that's what I call handles on bags, guys. Handlebars.
It's
Then
like
I
a bike
won't.
or a mustache.
It is like a biker mustache. Um, then I won't have any stretch, and the bag will maintain its shape. Oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. All right. Do you want me to go again?
We can alternate.
Sure. I have one project. Up the marker.
Uh, okay. Let's. Oh, I see what this one is. Okay, let me update the text on here. Uh,
Oh man, I'm all swag today. I'm even drinking out of a swag mug.
oh, you're so swag today.
I am so swagged up today.
Okay.
Where's
In
my water bottle? No, wrong words.
I
Where's my thermos?
sorry, I have been dropping the ball on that.
Because if I don't have that for the Manitoba Farm Festival, I will be grumpy. How else am I supposed to walk around and advertise the podcast while drinking tea? These are
Fair enough.
important
Fair
questions.
enough. All right. All right.
I don't know why I said water bottle. You know I won't use the water bottle. Do not
I
get me the water
yes.
bottle. I meant
Thermos.
thermos. Yeah.
Yes. I'll remind me when we're done recording after this. Remind me later today.
I
If I'm
will
still awake
because
this evening, I'll do it. Otherwise, tomorrow.
there's a there's an email sitting in the Northern Knits Podcast at Gmail email that is all you.
No, okay. I'll look at that after.
Yep, yep. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
So
I don't
this
remember all your projects.
neither do I. This one was the hexagon. Was
Oh
the
my
safe
God.
space blanket that I was gonna make?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Ages ago.
yeah, yeah. And I started, and I still really love the concept, but the hexagons are not mindless enough. Like I have to pay too much attention.
Attention.
So I think this is going to become the same concept, but with mitered squares because those seem a lot more mindless.
Mitered squares are quite mindless. I've got a couple. I've got a couple mitered square. Oh, I didn't pull my blankets up. I got a couple of mitered square blankets on the go, and when you just need a pick up and go, they're freaking beautiful. Guys, I forgot more projects.
Oh my
Jesus.
goodness.
Murphy.
How do you even squirrel away that many projects?
I don't know, and I can't find one of my socks. I have no idea where it's gone.
Wow. Well, maybe we'll find it.
But again,
Anyway,
I found a sweater in a sweater bag.
yeah, so this is the bag still full of all the little green, blue, gray minis, and I still intend to make a little patchwork scarf. Not a little, a giant blanket scarf. But I think it's gonna be mitered squares, not hexagons. There. Project the first.
Did you Did I have the chocolate covered cherries wrap finished the last time you were in town? I don't think so.
No, I don't believe you did. I
You're gonna have to
believe
you're gonna have to try
I
that when
believe
you
we
get
bought
here.
yarn for it while I was there.
That's right. You're gonna have to try it when you get here.
Okay.
Which means I'm gonna make it. Got leg warmers. I have so much stuff to do, guys. So much stuff to do, guys. Or did I make the chocolate covered cherries wrap? Or did I just buy the chocolate covered cherries wrap? Yeah, I know. Project pages would help. They're never going to happen. Let's just all come to
We've
terms
just
with
accepted
this.
this.
I've
It's
started project pages haphazardly this past the past 2 months with Stash Dash. There's no details. There's no I never go. I'm almost to the point where I'm like, cool, Asa, I'm just gonna sign you in, or Sharon, I'm just gonna sign you in as me. Of our moderators, can you just update this stuff for me? I am never going to do it on my own. Ever. Just bug me for photos. That I will do. The rest of it I don't do. I just don't do. Just don't do. That's okay. It's like mugging Diana to post on Instagram. Somebody's got to do it. That's my job.
I remember occasionally.
Oh goodness. All right. So you're at one, I'm at one. Let's randomly pick a project bag. I don't actually even know what's in this one. I have some swag bags. This one's a CBC with the retro CBC on it. Swag bags are really good for two things.
Swag and sweaters?
Books.
Oh, books.
Books. Yeah, they're not good for anything else. You can carry home books from the used bookstore or the library or like project bags for crafting. They're absolutely awful for any other type of baggage requirements. They're not big enough to be a grocery bag, but they're too big to be a vegetable bag. Does that make sense?
They might work for the heavier things.
No. They would work. Oh, it's my weekend tunic. Is it weekend love tunic? Or is it just
feel like
weekend tunic?
I don't know. It was
I
a
feel
weekend.
like
There was a tunic.
I'm going to be looking up on Ravelry to get the project in for this. Look, I've even got the yarn wrapped around itself. This is a crochet project, guys. It's a super simple. It's probably a weekend tunic because you should be able to do it in a weekend because you should be able to do it in a weekend. It's a free pattern on Ravelry and it's literally two big panels sewed up the sides to an armhole size and then sewed across the top to make shoulders and a neck hole. It's super simple. And a 2-row repeat, and I have done this many rows.
You seemed fairly excited about it at the time, and then other things happened, and
I got distracted. It's just that I got distracted. There is no other reason as to why this didn't get done. I literally, as I start working on it right now, I put it down, and something shiny came along, and like the small child that I am, I got excited about the new thing, and then completely forgot about this.
yeah, it happened.
Imagine the drape on this. It's like you'll end up pitting it up here for like a boat neck, and then sewing down the side for like the sleeve, right? Like,
Yeah,
how cute is that going to be over tank tops?
that's gonna be fantastic. You should finish that.
This I'm going to finish because I can over dye this. This is some cotton carrot cake, guys. I'm never going to run out of cotton carrot cake. When I think I get close, I find more or more gets sent to me. Having said that, don't ever stop. Uh, it is the best mail is surprise mail. So I've got 2 balls of the same color of cotton cake, and it's not that they're a bad color. It's a really pretty color. But I'm gonna have to find parts of my skin that aren't tanned and hold it up to it to see how it does as a color for me. I might need a stronger color.
Hmm.
I might need a stronger color for my coloring, which is super fair. In which case, I'll just over dye them, and it'll be glorious. Because let's just add to it. As it was, I was looking at my stuff. I'm obviously doing it on a 5mm hook because here's my favorite 5mm hook, which I've been looking for in the project bag where it belongs. But I have 2 projects, and I have no desire to rip either of these. I want those. Not I don't because we're in like the tail end of August, right? So like no deadline, although on the tunic for the summer, I can just putter with that.
Yeah,
And the bag
have it
will be
ready for
done when the
next summer.
bag's done. A bag is a bag. Bags are always in season.
Okay. What
Oh, hey,
is
look, there's
this
a
one?
project up here. What are my socks are up in here?
Okay, so for my project, the second, as I up the counter. Oh, it's this one.
What are we looking at?
This is probably my oldest WIP now. It's the Game of Thrones shawl. No, the Stormborn shawl. It from back when Game of Thrones was the
Oh,
hot thing,
my
circa
word.
2014.
Oh, was that long ago? That's already, oh man,
Uh huh.
6, 7, 8 years ago.
So, like, I started it back then, and then a couple years ago I found it, and I'm like, oh wow, my gauge is going to be wildly different, so I ripped it out and started again. And so here I am back at, the same spot, and I put like 2 rows on it every 8 months. So this is going real slow. I
Are
still
you
want this.
are you sure? Because it's been 8 years.
It's just because I'm never in the mood to knit lace. Like, I want it. I'm just not in a lace mood.
Okay. Okay. If this comes
Um,
back up in 2 more years from now, I'm gonna start calling for a frog,
I know, right? Like, it's
and it'll be
so
legit
old.
at that point.
It's so old. This was hand wound into a ball, not a cake, and has a paper pattern.
Yeah, we were talking about that. So few of us do paper patterns anymore. Most of us have like
Yeah, I stopped doing paper
whatever
patterns years ago,
knit
but this one still has a
companion,
paper pattern.
yeah, or like our PDFs or our phones. Very few of us function on paper patterns anymore. I mean, super good because if we're not printing those patterns, then we're not wasting the paper, which means we're not wasting the ink or the electricity to print the things, and that's good for the environment.
Oh,
And
people are
that's an
asking what the
actual
name
thing
of this
we
one
need to
is.
use.
This is the Stormborn shawl. It was originally a mystery knit along, and
I'm
it's
assuming after
by.
8 years, it's not a mystery
It's
anymore.
not a mystery anymore. It's by Marinade Designs. It had a kit and everything. Like, I actually went and like bought the proper yarn for the mystery knit along from Jimmy Bean's wool.
Wow. Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely pre-podcast, which in my mind
May
makes it
2014
really
Fire
old.
and Blood. That's what this is.
Okay, yeah. You
Yeah,
are
so
okay.
this is my oldest whip.
Well,
I
yeah.
still want it.
I think for the podcast anniversary, I'm gonna have to find a way to structure it so we get our oldest whips in there. Or not at all and have you cast on something new with excitement and glee. I don't know how to punish you yet. Give me a few months. I'll figure it out.
I'm is there really a way? Oh no, I have to start something new, or oh no, I have to finish something that's almost done. I mean, like, I feel like I win either
Gosh
way.
darn. Yeah. I want that bulky crochet card. I'm looking up the tunic, guys. I'm trying to find it for you. I have a lot of crochet projects. I need to crochet more. I need to crochet more.
Nikki, yes, I can drop a link in the Discord later. If you don't see it by
I'll
like
remind her.
dinner time today,
I'll
ping me.
remind her. I'll remind. Weekend Love Tunic. And I can give you a designer name. Just let me blow this up to an obscene level. Drop down menus. No. Okay.
It's toasty in this room.
It is the Weekend Love Tunic by Teresa Thomas. I think she might be BIPOC. I can't
Man.
tell for sure if it's the lady who designed it who's wearing it in the photos. And they are very clearly photos of the tunic, not the human, if that makes sense. Like they feature the garment strictly, not there's no lifestyle shots. They're
But
very
we love a
much
good lifestyle shot.
I don't know why the lifestyle shots don't tell us anything useful, but the tunic shot is of the three pictures are of the tunic on a human body. But the skin color of the human body potentially leads towards a heritage of either mixed backgrounds or not white background. Or well tanned, also a possibility. So potentially a BIPOC designer. I would have to go through and read and do the things. By the time I'm done talking about it, I am sure the Google Foo or the Marvelous moderator has already done the work for me to correct me properly, as one should. Because I absolutely
Um,
could be wrong.
Also, the designer, it's Marinade Designs or Kristen Ashbow Helmreich.
Wow, at least my designer had an easier name to pronounce.
Yeah, it's three names. Kristen
Woof.
Ash Baugh Helmreich. I think I'm saying that right. But yeah, Stormborn Shawl circa 2014.
Are we counting my designs? Do I count those as whips?
Is it on needles?
Technically, it's on a hook.
Well, I think it counts.
Cool. So it has no name because it has no pattern. It's a front panel piece. This is number 3. It is a front panel piece for a summer crochet cardigan.
Sorry, Oz like, this pattern came out in April 2014. Okay, fine, let's be over here with my shame. Sorry, carry on.
It's essentially a really large swatch, is what it is.
It's a very pretty swatch.
I
Kind of
like it,
watermelony.
but I think I want to put like a row of single crochet between each of the X's to stabilize it a little
Okay,
more.
that could work.
So you're looking about it. But yeah, I want to do a drop shoulder summer cardigan with like short elbow length sleeves, like nice big baggy elbow length sleeves that are supposed to be drapey and flowy, and then not give it to my mom.
Sort of like a boxy-ish kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, sort of like that.
Ish kind of.
Ish being good.
Karen says,
There's
yes, designs count.
oh
And
gosh,
also says, it looks like an airy dishcloth.
it does look like an airy dishcloth because we're a little oversized at this point. I can remember my sibling asked for Jocelyn-sized dishcloths. A couple of hers wore out. Hey, I got the hook in here though. That's helpful. It has one ball of carrot cake yarn because I probably also meant to over dye this. Guys, what I mean, I use every scrap of cotton. I use every scrap of cotton. But it's in one of my old reusable bags my grandma gave me back in the 90s that used to
Ooh,
fold up into that little tiny
vintage.
pocket size that you could put in your purse
I have one of
that
those
I
somewhere.
didn't understand the purpose of then, and I still don't now. I'm almost out of table whips. That's not counting the whips on the floor or hanging off my chair or the ones that I forgot to pull over.
Oh. Well,
Cool, cool.
go
That's
blaze
great.
ahead. So this
We're
is a
doing
Black
wonderful.
Widow bag.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember what's in it.
Oh, it was a gift bag, wasn't it? Your Black Widow one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody gifted this to me. It's a ginger snap bag.
Yeah, I got a Halloween one too.
Oh,
It
this
currently
one.
has a Project I Ripped in it. I gotta
This
put the
one
yarn
is
away.
arguably. No, it's not. It's not my oldest WIP, but it's
No, no.
the oldest intended project. This one isn't even on needles right now. Hey, look, a progress keeper. Um, Also, this isn't on waste yarn. This is on dental floss.
Oh my god.
I think I read at some point that unwaxed dental floss worked really well as scrap yarn for lighter weights of yarn.
Sure.
Which is why that's in there. But yeah, it's so these are the contours mitts. These are fingerless mitts.
Oh my
Let's see
god,
if I
that's
can.
been ages.
Yeah, so like I only started them a couple of years ago, but the intended project is probably also circa 2014.
I've been hearing about the contour mitts for as long as we've been talking about knitting, but I know you didn't start them right away.
This one also
Okay,
has a paper pattern.
we need to get those finished too. We need a get her done challenge. Perhaps the winter
Yeah.
solstice cowl should be a get her done cowl.
Nope. 2012.
2012.
Well, that's when the pattern came out. I don't know if that's when I bought the pattern, but that's when it came out.
You can check your library. It has your purchase date in there.
Well, I bought the paper pattern though. I don't have a digital copy.
Oh, just the paper pattern? Okay.
Yeah, so I have
Then in which
no
case,
idea.
no idea. Sometime
I
2012 or later.
I think I got this the first year of the Manitoba Fiber Festival, so whatever year that is.
How old is the Manitoba Fiber Festival?
I don't know. I don't know that it is 10 years old. So I don't think I actually bought this in 2012.
I have no
I
idea.
feel like it's
I have
probably
not looked.
also around 2014.
I know they're getting up there in years. Like they've been around long enough that they've got like big birthdays coming up, but I don't remember how long.
Yeah.
I don't remember how long. I should find
Anyway, I
out.
bought the yarn and the pattern.
Yeah.
And they just lived in a project bag waiting for me to start them.
Jeez.
And I think I finally started them a couple of years ago. So it's not my oldest WIP, but it's my oldest intended project that I still intend to make.
Okay. Okay. Well, hope you get to
The
cast ons you've done
colorway.
sometime in the
Ooh,
next 2 years soon.
the yarn is from Evie Knits Yarns. I don't think this person dyes anymore, but the colorway was Lulu's Folly. It's a sock yarn.
Well, it's fingering weight, fingerless mitts.
Yep.
You really should get those done.
I really should. Crinkle, crinkle,
Those are
crinkle.
super practical for you.
Oops, I forgot to up my project count.
Oh, if you guys
There
could
we go.
hear my shoulders cracking. Woof.
I also was saying about foldable bags. I love those bags. I have a couple in my purse in case I remember to go by the grocery shop on my way home from work. Oh,
Yeah,
and
my grandma gave me a bunch over the years. I had one that folded down into a little shape of a flower. I had one that I always just use the canvas book bags. Like I bought the reusable canvas book bags years before I had to start buying my own groceries on any sort of regular basis. Like I'm gonna buy some stuff before I go home because mom said, "Hey, we need lettuce." I don't that doesn't count. Like buying groceries for my own space didn't happen until I was 19. When I moved into the house I bought. So, but I just always used the reusable canvas book bags. I liked them better. So
Karen was saying those foldable bags are awesome now that shops don't give you plastic bags anymore. I fit a pair of sandals, a skirt for the teenager, and yarn in mine the last time I went shopping.
that's fair. My bags are big enough. The stuff just disappears into the bag. As Diana, I don't carry little things. I carry like hawk and boho bags or like
This is true,
massive
yes.
backpacks. So I'm like, oh, I bought something. It just disappears into like the backpack I'm wearing for the day. And then I'm like, okay, we go.
Oh, also thinks maybe it was Rachel that got us the
Oh,
project bags.
maybe. I remember that they were a gift, but I don't remember who they were from. And like now I feel awful about it because I don't remember who they were
Ooh.
from. I'm like, man, man.
And Marianne says it's 10 years this year for the Manitoba Fiber
Is it
Festival,
10
which
years this year?
means
I knew
I
they
may
were.
have
I
actually
knew
bought that in 2012.
you may have. Yeah, I was like, I remember that they were getting up there. I didn't. I'm excited that they're at 10. I knew they
So,
weren't
yeah.
older than 10, but I wasn't sure if they were at 10 or not. So I'm like, that'll be good. Oh, and we're back together this year. Oh, I hope they have some 10th anniversary stuff going on. That'll be very nice.
Yeah.
Be terribly excited. I've been watching their vendor recall as they've been showing vendors and stuff, like ones that are coming and when they started and the stuff that they sell. And it's been really nice to see on their Instagram page. And I cannot wait to see everybody in person this year. Oh,
Oh,
I'm
God.
so excited.
I'm so excited.
Just so excited. Daria and Ali and Enchanted Grove alpacas. They're
I'm so excited
gorgeous
to.
creatures.
I love the alpacas. I swear they know when you're trying to take a picture of them and they just like pose all
Extra
sassy.
cute. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
like
extra. They know. Oh, they
they
know.
know.
And then it's like, oh man, they're so into knitting. And oh yeah, it's like so much is going on. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We'll see the other Jocelyn.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't seen the other Jocelyn in ages. Oh, this is gonna be so good, guys. Oh, so good. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, my turn. Yes, yes. Let's talk about a super new WIP. This Diana's taking down memory lane and then some.
Sorry.
Whoops.
Man, that means
It
that
doesn't.
thing's not just pre-podcast, but like pre us knowing each other.
I know. It's been pre Jocelyn stuff you're holding. And we've known each other for a while now. Hey, look, it's the Orange Crush Shawl.
Such a good texture. I like it. I want to pet it.
I'm making it nice and smooshy and chonky because I want it for my winter coat. I did find the other ball I wanted to use as the start, which means I'm going to pull out my magnified app and then I can tell everybody what color of impeccable this is. There is no project bag. If it leaves the house, it's because it's going to gaming and then it just goes into my bag as is. I'm getting closer to being done the first ball of yarn. It's worsted weight yarn, so it always looks like a really big ball and then all of a sudden it's gone. It's not like fingering yarn, so it just sort of moves around the apartment rolled up like this. From place to place to place to place. Well, my cat looks at me like I've lost my mind. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to put a second color in here, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I want my contrast color to be here at some point. All right, let's see if I can find a color for this.
Karen says it looks awesome in red.
Oh, it's made in Turkey. Thank you. I'm excited to know that. And the weight, how many ounces it is? 285 yards per ball. Oh, no wonder it's taking me a while to get through a ball. That's a chunky ball.
Yeah.
Color is cherry. It's a cherry red.
Makes sense.
What I really should do is what I need is more WIPs in my life.
Absolutely.
Is I've got white yarn and purple yarn set aside to make a second pillow because I made that one waffle pillowcase cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't make the second one. I should just make the second one and then pull out all my scrap white acrylic yarn because like 90% of it's impeccable anyway. And then stripe it in white.
Ooh. That'd
Which
be nice.
Sounds weird to then wear on a white coat.
No, I think
But
that would look really nice.
It would look really good. So I might have to do that. But again, I have a ways to go before I'm done the second ball. So I got time. I don't know where to put this. Okay. No, I'm gonna live over here. Oh no, I've got that huge project there. Okay. You're gonna have to stay up here, buddy. I have projects in my windowsill. Just everywhere. I kept pulling things and there was more and it just been more and more and more and more and more and more and I was like, wow.
Fortunately mine are all corralled to one room, but I had to go all over the room.
Oh gosh, I've been all over the place in here. All right, your turn.
All right.
It's gonna be me at the end, isn't it?
I still have most of box, so
we have yet to leave the first surface.
We've got the Curse Your Sudden But Inevitable Betrayal.
Oh yeah.
From Dragon Fiber Bags.
Yeah.
Ooh, and it's got Aran yarn in it with a ball band that I believe Jen sent us. Ball band things, the ball cozies.
Ball cozies.
Yeah, she made some. Not ball bands, ball cozies. Yeah.
I was like, ball band. Why would Jen send us a ball band? Ball cozies.
The
yes.
The band that goes around the ball to keep it nice.
Yeah. Yarn cozy.
Has just been living in this bag, and I'm like, man, I could really use like something to keep these balls of yarn. You know what? I'm liberating it from this bag right now. I'm liberating this ball cozy because I've been wanting something like this. So there. Anyway, what is actually in this bag is, a finished sock and a partial, Diana sock, which is a Nikki Knits pattern. Remember these? Again, I still really like them. I really love them in this colorway, the bird colorway. I'm just, like, not in a lace place. And also, shiny things happened and I needed my sock needles. Anyway, they're gorgeous. I love them. I have a whole sock. And, like, a quarter of the next sock, almost. I will finish these.
I feel like I'm just gonna have to... We're both gonna have to start just picking one WIP out and leaving it out to mock us mercilessly until we finish the thing.
Maybe we should start doing a thing. I saw on Twitch some people do those, not a WIP parade, that's what we're doing right now. WIP sprints. I
Oh,
think I talked
yeah.
about these with you before. WIP
Oh, yeah,
sprint.
yeah. I would
And
totally do a
we
whip
could just
sprint with
like
you.
do a stream where we pick our like 5, I don't know, top priority or like oldest or whatever. Pick a theme and you pick like
Yeah,
3 to 5 projects. And the
yeah.
stream is just for 25 minutes, we're getting as much done as we can on thing. And
On
then we take a
thing.
little break. And then we pick up the next, that thing goes away. And then the next 25 minutes is the next thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally down for that. You let me know, and I will figure out how to set up cameras so you can either see. Well, I suppose I could just crochet and knit up here, which is where I actually need stuff to be so I can see it. You just need my face.
Yeah, I believe if I tilt this down, then you can't see me, but you can see the thing. I think if I tilt this down, that would work. Anyway, that's a future thing.
Yeah, let's do that. All of a
Is
sudden,
that a
we'll
thing?
add
Would
more
would a
streaming to
whip
our
sprint
schedule.
stream be of interest to people?
We totally do that. Yeah, because you can find music to play in the background that's words, free license. Those words.
I have a Mr. Diana that's getting pretty good at that synthesizer music now.
Depends on what he picks to make with like what style he picks, whether it works. Does that make sense?
I am allowed to provide directions, so I think you can make something that would be okay.
What?
Okay, that's a thing. Oops, I forgot to update my project count again. Okay, so we're at 4 each so far.
Hey, speaking of yarn cozies, here's mine. That's because the ball that it was
Ooh,
around no
okay, so
longer
people
exists.
are generally on board with the whip sprint idea and also suggesting that we get Louise in on it too.
Now that woman's got some whips.
Yeah.
We could. I will totally suggest that. See if she's up to sitting down and doing some whip sprints with us here.
Okay.
I will absolutely
I think
message
that
her.
would be really fun to do one afternoon.
Update. I have no idea what number I'm on. Here is my dragon fiber bag. It's got coffee.
Oh, and Nikki's saying that she wants to do a whip along on her podcast starting in September because she tends to finish stuff this time of year.
Absolutely.
So I think it's
I
a push
feel
to finish
like
things.
me and Diana could probably jump in on that and pick a whip.
Absolutely.
Lord knows we have some. Lord knows we have some.
So, I should not have a sweater on the back of this chair. This isn't helping anything.
What in the world is going on here?
Okay. Carry on.
I have a wood woes.
That was nearly done, wasn't it?
It was. I had the body finished, but I had accidentally done 3/4 seed stitch and 1/4
Not seed stitch?
1x1 ribbing. I
Ooh.
1x1 ribbed so well it was seed stitch, guys. That's not gonna work. So Erin very kindly picked up for me. So I'm going to knit around and count and then think really hard about if I have to have an even or odd number of stitches to do 1x1 ribbing correctly, and then do my ribbing again, and then I have a sleeve. Which I know it won't actually take that long. It's the part I'm putting off is the 1 round of knitting and counting, and then starting again. Once I get into it, it'll just flow, right? It's just ribbing. And 1x1 ribbing is not my most hated. 2x2 ribbing is the absolute worst ribbing on the planet. 1x1 is fine. And then I can do a sleeve. But I need to pick it up this week because I want to wear this at the Manitoba Fiber Festival. And that's in like what?
Couple of weeks, yeah.
Well, what day is it today? 20 something?
It is the 21st today. It'll be
10 days
2
to the
weeks.
31st. 9 days after that. So I have 19 days.
1, 2, yeah.
Technically, that's not accurate. I have 18 days because on the 9th we will be at the Fiber Festival.
Yes.
Nope, that's wrong. I have 16 days because I got to wash and block. I have 16 days to get this finished. And I have ribbing and a sleeve, which doesn't sound like a lot till you realize I have the arm span of a snowy owl. And while I'm only doing half of that arm span, it's still a lot of knitting. So yeah, I need to pick this up this week and get working on it. And there's no new critical role this week. Rumble pants. Guys, this is out of some Erin yarn. It's inside out. But this is her December bird colorway from her Songbird Sock Club. And she brought me the skein of this, and I said, that's pretty. Gave it back and said, 3 more, please. And that's how that happened. But I love Tristan of Dragon Horde Designs, and this is one of her designs. And because it has been off the needles once, I have had this on my person, so I know the length is right, and the fit is freaking glorious. The fit is perfect. The only change I had to make was my yoke length. Because of course that's like the one place I'm short, right? It's between my collar and where you split for the sleeves. Of course it is.
Such is the beauty of custom made garments, though.
Yep, that is really the only hard part. I added extra legs because I'm tall. I added extra legs, but this fits me great. It's snug over the girls. It's got a nice soft fit everywhere else. It's going to look amazing with skirts and pants. I am so freaking excited. I said pants for people who like pants. I'm moving towards skirts, and I don't think I'm coming back once I get there. I'm over pants. I'm over the nonsense of pants. So get used to seeing this one because I really want it done. So I needs to get on that. So if I get on it, I get it done. I wear it to the Fiber Festival. I can give it to Aaron to take as a sample for Knit City so people can see it in person there.
That'd be good.
So I need to get in motion. Cool. I've now done the first surface.
Karen was mentioning that she's done a 10-row challenge a couple of times. Knit 10 rows or rounds on every single WIP in chronological order.
Oh, I'd be here forever, guys.
I don't think we could do
Not
single
every
one.
WIP.
I think we could pick like 3 to 5.
5.
I think we have too many.
Max would be 5.
And then, of course, Asa comes in. I have knitted on all my WIPs today, not counting blankets. Because, of course, Asa has like
She has like
things.
3. Maybe 3. A sock, a sweater, and a shawl. Just guessing. I don't actually know. I know she's got a shawl on the needles because she's test knitting for me, and I know she's got a sweater on the needles because she's test knitting a sweater, but I'm guessing on the socks.
Probably guessing socks. On the socks. I'd put money on socks.
All right, your go. All right, because
seems like everybody's got like an actual reasonable amount of WIPs. Like
we're
people have 3 to 5 WIPs. They just period.
I have to message Louise. I'm gonna message Louise right now. I'm messaging Louise live, guys.
Okay.
I don't. She's probably busy, like having a life, so she will likely not reply right now.
Okay. What's this? This is a canvas swag bag from B-Sides Las Vegas.
Oh wow, that was ages ago you went to B-Sides.
2017. This is the first time I went.
Ages ago.
What is this project? Oh, let me get my project counter before I forget. We're now at 5 projects each. Oh, Karen's clarifying on the 10-row challenge. I didn't do it in one day. I just wasn't allowed to knit anything else until I did my 10 rounds on everything. That is perhaps quite smart.
Well, yeah, because if you won't do that 10 rows on that work in progress and you can't bring yourself to, then you should not have that WIP in progress. Like, you should just rip that. It should go. If you will not pick it up and work on it, it should go. Yeah.
We'll discuss. Okay, so this is a Stephen West shawl.
Note the eyeballs over the glasses look. Note the eyeballs over the glasses look.
Oh, this is this one.
That's not helpful. The man's got many shawls.
It was the mystery one from earlier this year.
Oh, yeah.
What was it called? What was the Stephen West mystery shawl? It has the wedges with all the different colors. It's got 5 different colors. I have it all in Aran yarn. It's got like this I-cord part. Shawlography. There we go. Shawlography. I don't know why I stopped working on this one. It's beautiful. What size of needle is this? I've got some 3.5 Chowgoos in, just sitting, languishing in here. The colors are gorgeous, obviously. There's like a gray, and then there's like a dark teal color, and then there's like a light bluey lavender color. I think this one was even a custom dye of some other color. I don't remember. There's a
Oh
pretty
my
purple
God.
because of course there's a pretty purple,
Message
and then
sent.
there's a speckle that's like a gray with purple speckle, lavender with purple speckle. The lighting in
See,
here is a little dubious today.
this is how I know that the older projects have to go because you're not showing me every single color of yarn.
Well, because they don't have multiple colors, they have the one color that I held up. This one has multiple colors. Anyway, I aspire to finish this. I don't dislike it. I aspire to finish it. I don't hate anything that I've opened up. Like, I intend to finish everything. It's more like I've forgotten that they exist, and then I'm not. When I'm in the mood to work on something, it's just not top of mind to pick up, and then I end up starting something else, and then, hey, suddenly there's all these things.
Oh, I want the shawlography shawl. I ripped mine because I've determined I wanted in different colors.
Fair.
So I've claimed back those colors. So I'm going to use them for something else or other things because they're all sock yarns. So like, and they're most of them are semi-solids. So I could use them in colorwork socks and colorwork other things. But I definitely want the shawlography. But now, because I'm so obsessed with the black emeralds and the lemon lime color together, like I want my
Oh.
black emerald as my dark color and my lemon lime is my light color. And like I want to do like a Halloween colored, like maybe use the
I
October sock colorway from this
Oh my
year.
gosh. I
That
think maybe
gets
you
me to
just solved a
3.
project problem that I was tossing around in my head. We'll get to it eventually, but you know
Is
the
that would be
snake sweater that I'm making for the
yeah.
niece?
For the
Because
niece, yeah, I
yeah,
do.
I want to make one in my size after. And I
In
was thinking black.
Halloween colors.
I was thinking black emerald, but then I'm like, what contrast do I put
With
with
the
it? You've
lime.
just solved that problem. The lime with the
With the
black
lime.
emerald. That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
want.
Oh god. Okay, put your order in early for that because that's your best seller. So pre-order that before you get here.
Oh, I'm not going to get to that anytime soon. I am not worried
I
that
live in
Erin's going
hope.
anywhere.
I
I
live
will
in
put in the
hope.
order when I'm actually ready to start it.
I live in hope.
Because,
I live in
I don't
hope.
exactly lack for projects,
I
as we're
just wanna,
determining.
I wanna tune in, record on a Sunday and just have you go, whoosh, the kid sweater is done. Ah, I live in hope. I live in hope, guys. I'm eternally optimistic about this.
Who I lost it again. Somebody was gonna knit a
Oh,
zwag. Melanie,
Zwag,
zwag. Melanie wants
Zwag.
to knit a zwag in Fireweed Fiber Co. Aubergine and tea time.
Oh
How pretty would
my
that be?
God. Yes.
Because if I'm remembering correctly, that's the one that has sort of like a lace
Like
brioche
like
kind
the
of
lace
doodad at the
with the
top.
lace, yeah, the lace would that be in the tea time and then the aubergine would be the rest of the body of the sweater because it
I don't
sounds
know. Either way,
freaking
gorgeous. Love
amazing.
it. 100%
Amazing.
on board with that.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for that. I need photos. I need photos, people. I need photos.
Oh, also
What do I
says
got
Louise
going?
has vacation, so she's organizing her craft room, so she might be available to reply.
She still has a life, guys. She said she's allowed to live it. Worst case scenario, I
Everybody
talked to her
wants
on
me
the
to rip out all
first.
my. Everybody wants us to rip out all our projects that we're not working on. Or maybe it's just me specifically because you're not shy about ripping stuff out, even if it's mostly finished. And I just like can't.
I had one sleeve left on the Holly cardigan. Ripped it. I ripped two
See,
Stephen West shawls. Ripped them. Because I
I
know
couldn't.
I
I could
like
not do
it.
that. I would
I
finish it and give it
know I'm
away
not going back.
before
I can't. I
before I'd
can't.
rip it.
I can't. I can't. So I claimed back that yarn and away we go. We're doing something else with it. I ripped the 8-bit. I felt great doing it. Like I will rip a project if it does not suit me anymore. Because
Karen's
it's doing nobody any
suggesting
good.
black emerald, lemon lime, orange, and some kind of purple would make a good shawlography.
That's what I'm thinking. And it'll be so Halloweeny. Like it'll just
Oh,
have that
it's
super Halloween
amazing.
vibe. And I
Love
love
it.
Halloween. And I have one hug. I have a simple
Zweig.
hug.
Zweig. Okay.
Zvag.
Zweig.
Zvag.
It's like Tsvaig. Zweig.
Yeah,
Which I'm
I'm
probably
gonna
still
forget
not
that.
doing quite properly, but
Mhm.
I'm really trying, I promise. Oh, it's that thing. I forget what that is.
This is the Summer Breeze cardigan. And it is not a breeze. Though I am getting a breeze from my fan through the holes of this, so that's kind of nice. bodes well for wearing it in the summer. Guys, instead of carrot cake yarn, can you tell I like cotton yarn? This is the back panel, and I've done this to myself on multiple occasions, and look, I'm doing it again. This is on a smaller needle than the front panel because I was worried that I had. Don't need to lose things all over the place. I was worried there wasn't enough drape. So here's the drape on the front panel. Like, look at that drape. Look at that drape. The drape on the back panel, not as good. Not as good. This has got a little more structure. This has got a lot more drape. So I need to redo my back panel to match my front panel because I like my front panel better. So I'm going to finish my front panels and then I'm going to redo my back panel because once I settle in, it'll be fine. But right now I'm using it as a difference to tell the difference between the two. And I did a little swatch. I did a swatchy swatch on the bigger hook, which I honestly should have done before I did my back panel. I got here on my own. So this is gauge and I want to go up a hook size to the recommended hook size, which is too big for gauge, and I want to make the sweater on the larger hook size because I like the fabric better. Sometimes I remember to do it, sometimes I don't. I did not in this case, and I strictly did it by gauge. And there's nothing wrong by the one that fits by gauge. It's still got a nice drape and flow to it. It's just not as floppy as I want. I want extreme floppy summer cardigan. Extreme floppy, and I may honestly dye it in a green because the pattern is by Hey Carrie or Crochet with Carrie on her blog. Me and Diana are obsessed with her crochet garments.
Just a little obsessed.
Just a touch. So we tend to make a lot of her stuff. Like the patchwork cardigan Diana hasn't finished that my niece put on and then never took off again.
And then it walked out your door.
Walked out my door. The balloon sleeve cardigan, which is all finished crocheting and sitting in pieces to dye. But I'm not worried about dyeing that till after the Fiber Festival because I want to have several things to dye all at once. But what else have we made of hers? We've got one upcoming. We've committed to.
That one that's in the beige colors.
The bomber.
The bomber, yeah, the Funfetti bomber. Yeah.
Funfetti bombers by her. I've got a crop top by her that I'm working on. The Summer Breeze I'm working on.
Crop top by her.
Yeah. So like we really like her design aesthetic and style. It's very into our realm of happy. So we tend to make a lot of her stuff because we like a lot of her stuff. So I just need to redo the back panel. It is not a complicated 3-row repeat. I would say an adventurous beginner or intermediate if you're at the intermediate level and you want something that you don't really think about. Because like once I'm doing it, I don't really think, like I listen to book and take in more of the book than what my hands are doing. But like if we were talking like a couple of years ago when I was still in that adventurous beginner stage, I would have to have paid more attention to the pattern. Does that make sense? Does that help sort of scale it out for everybody? So totally doable. Just how much brain you got to put into it depends on what level you're at. So I really want it. Do I want it for this summer? No, but I do want it for my summer dresses for next summer. And I want the elbow length baggy sleeves. And I want, like, I'm already making plans for 2023. So in the ever loving pipe dream that one year I will have a reasonable summer and I won't want to die by the Satan's fart that hits me in the face when I walk out of my apartment.
I don't think we're going to see that in our lifetime unless we move significantly farther north.
No, not anymore, because...
Summer home in Norway, I think, is what we need to do here.
Excellent. Summer vacation at Asa's house.
Okay. This one.
Watch Asa. Yeah, bring all your knits so I can try them on and like them. We can do that. Add a spare suitcase each. Knits. We just show up with a suitcase apiece for Asa of Asa yarn for Asa. Here you go, 2 new suitcases full of yarn, and then you and me go, okay, cool, we got space now. Woof.
Project count up. Okay.
Oh yes, project counts up. You're in charge. Like you got the chat. You've got so much going on your end.
It's great. You don't want to know how many windows I've got open on my other screen.
Don't I really don't. I'm just like, cool, chill, relax.
There's chat, there's the stream monitoring, there's all the extra tabs to look stuff up, there's like
Oh
all of the
God.
settings panels for the stream so that I can do the extra stuff. It's great. This is a two monitor setup.
It makes me feel really good about the 7.5 hours it took to edit the podcast for
And I
this
mean,
week.
ideally, I would have like, in an ideal world, there would be an even like a third screen that's like up by my camera that has chat on it in big enough font that I can just like have eyeline so I'm like talking to people while I read the chat.
We need to figure out how to do that because there is a way to have live chats read to you on Twitch streams and YouTube channels, and we need to figure out how to do that so that I can hear the chat in my ears, because then I can take something off your plate. We should do that while you're in town.
Okay.
Make that our project to figure out podcast wise.
Okay, so this is of course another Stephen West shawl.
I love his shawls. He makes amazing shawls. They are freaking gorgeous and beautiful and huge and glorious.
Hey, look, another progress keeper.
Which are good. That's how you keep track of your progress.
So this is the
Mohair medley.
Thank you. I was gonna say like Marl Madness. No, Mohair medley. You're right. Yes. This is the kit that I got on that fateful honeymoon trip wherein the first time I bought it, it got stolen.
Along with your passport?
Along with my passport.
And my yarn?
I had to rebuy all the yarn. We lost the camera and my passport. It was great. It was great honeymoon trip. Fantastic. Anyway.
Stressful. I mean, I was here and my grandma had died, so it's like we were not having a good week. Either one of us.
No,
we were
it was
having
just not a good
bad week.
So, like,
it was just a bad week.
Having to phone everybody because we need to like references that I am who I say I am, so we can talk to the embassy and get me a passport so I can come home. Anyway.
It was a week, guys. We had a week. It was one of the few weeks we'd planned to be off anyway because she was going to be in Europe. So like, at least we had a week when we didn't also have to try to podcast. Oh, I want you to finish that, but I want that gray. I think it's like that steel gray in there.
Yeah, there's a couple of really good ones. Anyway,
I just want a sweater quantity of it. So freaking
run through the
gorgeous.
Colors real quick. I don't remember what they're called, but there's like this beige one.
Yeah, that's a pretty one. That's not the one I'm talking about
though. These are the ones that are attached right now. There's like a steel gray with copper flecks.
Yeah, I think it's the steel gray with copper.
It could also be the lighter gray with beige flecks.
It's a little too light for me.
As
I sit here under all of my lights looking very washed out. Because I didn't push
then, of
buttons.
Course, there's the mohair that like glows on camera. I always forget how much this glows on camera.
It's the steel with the copper flecks. I just imagine because it's fingering weight, right? So like just imagine, there you go. I'm gonna be a bit better in coloring now. A 1940s, 1950s fitted cardigan over top of dresses in that color.
Oh, that's cute.
Jocelyn needs that in her life. So, save up, Stephen West yarn. It's not cheap.
Yes, this was a expensive kit. It was so expensive that it came with a fancy project peg.
Yeah.
It was on
four skeins of that's gonna set me back, and I will try to save for it. Be like, Jocelyn, what are you doing? Well, I'm either buying 4 skeins of yarn from Stephen West or an e-knitter, e-spitter.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not too far off.
So I still want
yarn
this.
Can be very pricey sometimes, but I do the same thing too. Like I'll make imaginary carts of Dragon Horde Designs yarn colorways, and then just sigh dramatically. I'd love to own some of her yarn. I'd love to own some of her. Do not get me wrong, guys. I have 2 cubbies of Erin yarn. I am a die-hard Drank the Kool-Aid Fireweed Fiber Co. fan for life.
Farther behind me. There we go.
And I love her colors. I love her colors. I love that she super graciously gave us a coupon code for everybody to have. Like, she comes over and picks up stitches. She's just a nice lady.
She is.
And she takes me to the grocery store, which is huge, guys, when you think about it.
Also says, sure, we can come to Norway. Just let me know a couple months ahead so I can get beds in here.
Yeah, I booked some time off because, boy, we're going to want to go places and we're going to want to show us stuff and we're going to want to feed Diana weird things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nikki
the
says
whole
also
thing.
Newfoundland is an option. It's nice and it's not that hot.
Newfoundland is not that hot. It is a gorgeous shade of green, and I have been there and would totally go again because it is a gorgeous chunk of country. It's a
I did
gorgeous
not get
chunk
to
of country.
Newfoundland, but the other eastern provinces are gorgeous, and I assume
And
Newfoundland is also gorgeous.
If I take a Diana, we can have a car, and then we could hit the two I haven't been to, which is PEI. And
PI was cool. I
I haven't
stained my
done
favorite
that.
jeans with their stupid red dirt.
Well, that's what you get for playing in red dirt.
I wasn't playing in red dirt. I just like brushed past something a little too close, and then I got red dirt stain on my pants.
Yep, that sounds about right. So like I would totally be down for an East Coast trip. Accidentally drive into the States and do some antiquing and yarn shopping. Oops.
Yeah. I think we're doing
Oh,
like a
that's
whole Eastern Province New York tour when we ever make it to Rhinebeck.
yeah.
Rhinebeck becomes
Like
a month-long
a
trip.
month-long trip, yeah. Where are you going for a month? Ride back? Isn't that a weekend? You don't know.
That's what you think.
That's what you think. We're picking up Jocelyn and Ben from the airport. Why did I show up? Here, your replacement. I know it's not your wife, but you like him too. Okay, bye.
See you in a month. Bye.
Bye, loves you.
Well, no, Mr. Dino might want to come to the East Coast with, not to like the yarn stuff, but he's got some friends out in the Eastern provinces as well, so.
He's got some friends in Toronto. Well, I know Mr. B does, but I want a girl road trip where we antique and do yard shopping, and they won't want to do half of what we want to do.
This is true. This is true.
Which only works if one of the two of them have a driver's license so that they can go off and go do their own thing.
Also true.
Which they do not have.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it. We can make it so that they can be independent of us and actually do stuff. Then I'm not against both of them coming. And if we're taking one, we're taking the other because I'm not being the third wheel for the married couple. That's just a rule.
No, that would no.
If the brother won't go, the husband stays home.
Sorry, I don't think he'd want to go, to be honest.
I don't think he would want to go.
I have fiber in my nose.
No, he would not want to go. It's not
Chat
a thing
was
for him.
trying to figure out when I was working on the mohair medley. Was that
That
last
was
year?
a podcast anniversary that we were doing, and you picked the mohair, mohairino medley, and I picked something else.
I feel like that was
But
last year's.
It was not
Year
this
before?
year's, but
Last
yeah,
year.
the year before. Year before. Not this January to March, but I think last January to March.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Possibly the January to March before that. Guys, sometimes things last. No, it must have been the January before. No,
I sincerely don't remember.
last year might have been. No,
I
last
agree
year
with
you
the
were last year you were on a finishing kick, and you finished the Cozy Up Knits MCal last year on time. You finished the podcast anniversary on
Oh,
time.
and I did the
and you
OMAT
finished
like basically on time.
time. Yeah, so like no, it would have been the year before.
Okay, so that's 2020 even.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's been a while.
Yeah.
Cool.
I knitted the yarn she brought me years ago. It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone, guys. It's gone. I already worked on it. Okay, let's keep pulling. You know what? Let's pull more stuff from the top of the desk. This is top of desk project.
Apparently,
is
the
going-
red mud is due to a high degree of like iron rust in the soil.
Yeah.
In PEI, which I think I knew. I don't know. Either
Yeah.
way, it stains.
It stains. That's fine.
Needles unscrewing. Bad. It's so hard.
I am very slowly plugging away at a 1.5 mile long project of ribbing to do the bottom ribbing band for a crop top from Crochet with Carrie. I think it's the Eden crop top. I'm actually going to have to go look because I don't have the tab right in front of my face right now, so I'll have to flip screens here in a
I feel
moment.
like that's right. The Eden crop top.
This is on a 3.25 millimeter hook. So they're very tiny stitches. So I can really only do 3 or 4 rows at a time, and then I have to stop because I can't focus on something that small for any more time than that. So this band's going to take me a good long while to make, and I knew that when I started, and that's fine because this has to go around my lower rib cage. Like this has to go around under the bust. And this is, I am wider than this. Because I'm a human, I am wider than this.
You don't say. I
Because
mean,
folded in
you're more than like
half,
3 years
that's
old.
but folded in half, I'm bigger than a toddler. So
Ah,
we have a ways to go before we get to 47 inches, which is what I
that
need.
was, God, that was. Mm, I spat on myself. I'm a child. I am a gooey, gooey child.
Oh, we are the epitome of class and grace today.
I sneezed moistly.
East moistly. That's so gross. That is absolutely disgusting. Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
My mom. Why are you not eating dinner tonight? Because Dinah sneezed moistly and I can't get over it. So here's another project that I am slowly working on. It is another crochet with Carrie design. It is out of, everybody say it with me, cotton
Karen
cake.
cake.
I do like cotton yarn. It is a very good yarn. It is a very versatile. It is not a summer thing. You need to let go of that misconception. And it's one of my yarn soapboxes I will get on. This does not breathe. It does, however, wash great. Cotton washes great. It holds everything. You get sweaty and you get gross, and it gets sweaty and it gets gross, and it does not breathe as well as wool. But you know what? For something I'm going to want to wash all the time because it's next to my skin, it'll hold up a lot better. If you want hypoallergenic and you want an actual summer, you want linen or you want very fine weight wool.
My eyes are watering now.
Well, you sneezed moistly. I think that's it for projects literally on my computer desk. I could be wrong, but I think that's it.
Nikki says, if we ever plan a trip here to Newfoundland, let me know. You can come see me and we can take a boat to France, literally. Just 15 minutes drive for me is... Sorry, I'm struggling to read words. Is a blast to go to Saint Pierre, Miquelon.
Yeah,
They're actually like a little bit of France in Canada.
I could drive to Miami, Manitoba too, so I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, it's a boat. Okay, yeah, a boat. We're getting on a boat to go to France. Got it. That makes more sense.
Yeah. So, there you go. Things I'm working on. I think I'm out of desk stuff. Sneak peek, I've been working on this week. We podcast for like an hour or two.
I'm still going through my box. So
Okay.
let's up the project count.
Moving to a different pile.
Coffee bag from Asa. Contains the maple leaf shawl that was supposed to be
This year's.
something, yeah.
This year's podcast anniversary because it was wood themed. Mine was the wood woes.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Oop,
there you go.
Stay attached.
Give me some time. I will remember stuff.
Where do we get on this one? Oh, does have also a progress keeper. I should stop. I'm gonna take progress keepers out of here as I find them now, because I put them all in things and then I didn't have any left. Fancy that. Come back, progress keeper. I'm claiming you. It's the maple leaf shawl. Out of some very fine yarn. It doesn't look much like a maple leaf. Those little wiggly bits on the edges. These little pointy bits, these are the pointy bits at the top of a maple leaf. Trust me, it's a maple leaf. For reals. Oh, I do have a ball band in here.
Is that the Dean?
Yes. Silk merino. Lace weight.
From Cloud9 Fiberworks, isn't it?
Yeah. In Winchester, brackets Dean. Yep. So, that'll happen eventually. Eventually. Again, I'm just like not big. This one isn't even particularly lacy. Like it's just very fine yarn and like I don't know. I just it hasn't been the thing.
There's a mental
I
block,
still want
guys.
it, but
Mental block. All right.
eh.
I'm going to add another WIP.
No, Karen, I still have not watched Supernatural, so I still don't really know who Dean is.
He's one of the
I'll
brothers.
get there eventually.
Apparently they're good looking.
All right, beginning project number 8. I'm gonna go back.
The
and take my
campfire
progress
party.
Well, I think of that. There's one in here.
Because it grew in the wash. I have done nothing with it this week. So the sleeves are still way too long. But it occurs to me as we sit here talking about WIPs, I can rip back the rounds I need to rip back on the sleeves. So I'm going to do that now. So here is the campfire party. It needs a hood. It needs sleeve shortening. Because boy, it grew in the wash. And then I need to do a touch of edging and a non-button button band. Just because I like the look of a finished edge. The pattern doesn't call for it. I like the look of a finished edge. So it's an additional work that I'm adding to the program. The program. Very interesting construction though. I like the construction on this. So while we talk, this is out of some Nitpicks Gray Heather yarn that I ordered years ago. I'm very glad to finally have worked in. And it'll be a lovely Untitled Cardigan to wear and use with other things as a layering piece. Look at all the words I'm putting together.
A layering piece.
So full of words, guys. Verbose verbiage going on today. The thing is, and I will still talk Diana's ear off when we're done this and we go podcasting.
Oh, I know. That sounded sarcastic. Oh yeah, no. It wasn't supposed to come out that way. I'm sorry. That was not the intended tone of voice.
I'm
sorry.
I'm
sorry. It wasn't how I meant it.
Was gonna be nice, but no.
I'm sorry. Oh, this is great. Okay, so the thing I've pulled out next is the King's Flame shawl that I was test knitting for you like a year and a half ago. But you know that pattern that's been out for ages? Oh, hey, look, another progress keeper. It's like Christmas. Let me just take that off.
For a non-button button?
Yeah, the non-button buttons.
Yep.
And that was the multicolored color. I'm just gonna go with its fall colors. It's the Diana colorway from Malabrigo.
Yep. I really want you to finish that shawl.
It's
so pretty.
I don't know. It's just some black. I'll get to the bigger lace sections eventually. Yeah, this is gorgeous. I think I must have got distracted or something. This is gorgeous. I want this.
Probably.
I'm gonna finish it.
No lace.
I know. Well, like minimal lace, but like basically not lace.
Basically not lace.
I think maybe I got a little demoralized by all the non-button buttons. I love the look of them, but they take effort.
Buttons. It's a lot of non-button buttons towards the end. It looks amazing, but it's a bit of a slog the last few rounds, and I acknowledge that. You also need those last few rounds. You can't not do them.
I completely understand and agree.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll bring this out as my one of my travel projects. See how much I can get done while it's out in Manitoba.
Why not?
It's
At
so
this
pretty.
point, you're gonna pick it up and you're gonna be like, right, non-button button. That'll be a thing I can do without thinking now.
I mean, I probably still have to look. And I think I was like, I'm pretty certain I only have 1 or 2 more rows of the unbuttons.
If you're literally within 2 rows of finishing the unbuttons, dude, you're like you're so
I know. I feel like
finished.
that's where I left off. I don't remember precisely, but I feel like it was that. And I still have a whole other skein that's not even caked up.
We might want to cake that.
Yeah. Yeah, the black's already caked, and I still have a fair bit. Well, not a fair bit, but I have some, so. Oh, Asa's kindly linking your pattern in the chat.
Ah, thank you, Asa. Oh, I was having some Okay, so speaking of soapboxes, I need to design and make my own web page is what I need to do. I need to stop being lazy about it and get it done. It's a lot of work. It's why I put it off. Ravelry can close your store for whatever reason they feel like. So I think right now we're still arguing with them about getting the Rav store reopened, or it is now reopened again. I don't recall off the top of my head.
Find out. I'm going to click on this link that Asa posted.
I do sell
Oh,
things
she linked to your Etsy
Etsy
store.
Yeah, which means
Perfect.
we're still having problems with Rav. And they can choose to do that to you for any reason. For any reason. So, like, I
do
need
have
to.
that power, which is
They
mildly
do
annoying.
have that power, which is terribly offensive. So I need to do the work and get like a website up, or just have everything linked directly to the Etsy store. Like
Oh
I
yes,
need
Asa
to.
confirms we're arguing still with Ravelry.
So I need to make the decision if I want to leave my patterns on there or have them there and direct link to the Etsy store or something. Like so, like stop selling them on Rav, but it'll take you straight to Etsy and you can purchase it on Etsy. I need to make that call, and I've been hesitant to pull the trigger because I know how much work like a website is.
As someone who literally has a degree in these things, yeah, they are effort.
It's a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of work.
Oh, Karen's asking, why did they close your shop? That's awful.
I owed them $1.38 US.
Cool. Big criminal activity.
And it was simply because it hadn't auto charged me like it was supposed to. So it was actually a coding error on their end for invoicing me that I didn't notice because it's supposed to be auto pay because I flip and set up auto pay that didn't auto pay.
Cool.
Yeah. That's why my Etsy shop or why my Ravelry store is closed. Etsy auto payment works great. They don't miss. It comes out right on schedule, never a problem.
Are your patterns anywhere else besides Rav and Etsy? Well, I guess just Etsy right now.
Just Etsy right now. So I'm looking because Etsy's not a great algorithm for searching. It has an awful search algorithm.
Like if you could take Rav's search and Etsy's
shopping.
I don't know.
Yes, Rav search and Etsy shopping is ideally what I want. It's ideally what I want because there are other platforms. They're not as big. But they don't have the one thing that Rav has going for it, which is the database search quantity to it.
Yeah.
So it's a little hit miss. And I don't have a blog. And like if I had a functioning blog, like maybe I could build up like what do I use? WordPress. Like maybe I could build up a WordPress to sell digital patterns via. Like that's probably a thing I could do. But I'm not also
asking, could you put your patterns for sale on your merch site and
oh my god, we totally could, couldn't we?
Solid, probably. I have never done that, but I'm quite certain that's something.
It's a product. It's just a digital product. Oh, we should look at that. That's a really good idea.
Yes.
I had never even thought of that.
Solid, maybe. We'll look into it.
That's a thing. I'm seeing lots of beeps in my corner eye here from Discord.
Yeah, I know I've got some notifications on my phone. I'll look at those when we're done.
Got some notifications going on, guys. We'll look at this in a second. But I've talked about a project. So, and then you talked about the maple leaf, right? So it's my turn again?
Yeah, it's your turn again. We're going into project 9 for each of us.
Oh my god, there's no end in sight. All right, it's another...
We've been on for 90 minutes. And we're only at 9 projects each.
Oh my word.
Well, we're gonna done 8 projects each.
Ever. Okay, so ready for a design sneak peek?
Yes. Always.
Always? Always. Remember that Heritage Rose Briggs and Little that you gave me that I flippin' love, but I can't wear country pink next to my face
Mm-hmm.
because it looks bad on my skin tone? I paired it up with some Briggs and Little Heritage Gray, and then I'm
Ooh.
holding it double, and I'm making a bulky sweater pattern because I have to do a lot. Oh my goodness, so much messaging in Discord. Now they're just doing it because they know I can't look and they know it drives me bonkers. I don't
That
like
looks so
oversized
squishy.
I don't like oversized patterns. So uh because I don't like oversized things. It's not really my thing. So super dense and squishy
So
because
squishy.
I want it so that when it washes in blocks, we get a lot of nice drape going on in here. So it's marled, which is one of my favorite things to do is to hold two colors together to get this beautiful marl. So I am slowly making my way up the body. So like this is the front and back panels. And then I will split when it comes to the sleeve section. So it's going to be a drop sleeve, nothing super fancy, but it's meant for like look at the size of that needle.
That's gonna be a
It's big.
speedy knit.
It's going to be a very speedy knit. So I casted it on and I'm making some progress, and I love how it works. And I'm making it so it's a little dense now because I know when I wash and block this much wool of the 100% wool variety, I am going to grow and I'm going to get drippy.
Mm-hmm.
So, do I
Gonna be
have
so
anything written
squishy.
down? No, there isn't even a post-it note. There is literally nothing. There's nothing.
You
And
probably at
once,
least make a post-it note.
well, I figure once I get it up to the point where I'm ready, stop messaging in Discord. When I This also happens when I'm gaming and you guys are talking in Discord. Like I'll be chatting with people while I'm gaming and I'll be like, stop talking. I can't read the messages. I'm
Ross is
farming.
throwing shade. It will not be a speedy knit if you are not working on it.
Woman, don't make me get on an airplane. I've got I only have so much time in the day, people. Um, I'm literally gonna lay it out and measure the finished circumference. And then I'm gonna take the stitch gauge per inch, and then I'm just gonna times how many stitches I get per inch by how many inches I have around, and then that'll give me my size, and then I can math from there.
Seems legit.
So right now, I know I don't need to have anything written down, and I can certainly write 2 inches of ribbing by going cast on this many stitches, do 2 inches of ribbing. Literally based off those numbers. Once you have your gauge per inch, you're good to go. It lives in a giant Walmart bag, and I do mean giant Walmart bag because it's a lot of yarn. It's a lot of yarn. But yes, if I just picked this up, I'd be done in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Also says, think of all the work you could do. Um, think of all the work you could do with me nagging you live.
Think of all the work I could get done if I didn't stop to game for 4 hours every time Asa said, "Hey, you want to do some gaming tonight?"
Oh,
Sometimes
the
it's every day
shade.
of the week, 3 to 4 hours,
Shade.
Monday through
Shade.
Friday adds up, ma'am. It adds up. And I'm not knitting. I understand you're knitting while we're gaming. I'm farming. We're gonna throw shade. That's it. We're getting serious about it here. I don't know. Oh, I need more tea. Your turn.
Teacup bag. I think I know what's in here. Up the project count. No. There we go. Project count. Also says you're allowed to say no. Oh
I
yeah, I was
am.
right.
When it's like saying no to a cat, it's like Rachel saying no to a test knit. It's not gonna happen, but I can. Or Jen saying no to knitting something for her grandkids. Like it's not gonna happen.
I don't have a progress keeper in here. Wow. Oh, but one of those stitch markers. I was wondering where those went.
Were you
Um,
right? Did you have the right project?
I was right. It's the Harry Potter mitts that were ostensibly for the niece and nephew, but they're adult sized and large adult
How
sized at that. So,
did you get there?
because I gave up trying to make my own mitten pattern because the first time I made these, that was an absolute disaster.
Right, it was a no-go.
Yeah. So then I just picked a pattern that I liked that had pretty color work.
That's right.
And I was hoping that it would be small enough because I was doing it with smaller yarn and needles. It is not small enough. It's distinctly not small enough. Like, I have small-ish adult hands, and it's like more than big enough for me. So these are not children-sized mitts, and I think that means I need to frog them and do something else, which is really a shame because these are gorgeous, and I was really enjoying the color work. Let's see if I can get these folded on the right sides so that you can
But
actually
finish them
see
for
the color
yourself.
work.
Finish them for yourself.
And like, they're asymmetrical mitts, so like this is the warts part of Hogwarts, and then I was getting into the castle up here, and then on the
Finish
other
them for
side
yourself.
there's the spider and
I'm
everything.
gonna keep
So
saying
yeah,
it till you acknowledge my
finish.
presence.
Yeah, I'm acknowledging. I'm acknowledging. I mean, I guess I could, but I didn't particularly want Harry Potter mitts for myself. But they're so pretty, and so I don't know. I don't know if I should rip
And
them or finish
you can
them for somebody else.
finish them and call them your Halloween themed bits because you dress up like a witch or wizard going to Hogwarts.
Sure, could do that.
If you need a justification for it. Also, really, they're really cute mitts. Just finish the mitts and wear them. Just finish the mitts and
Also,
wear
that
them.
they're so soft. This is the wool
Wool like?
like. This one's still
Yeah.
got a band on it.
Wool like. Woolies?
Loops and threads wool like,
Wool like. Yeah, no, that's a really
which
soft
is
yarn.
acrylic nylon. But it's so soft.
I have a bunch of it for blanket making. I cannot wait. Can you imagine that as a blanket?
So, and then I even have the other two balls of yarn in here for the Ravenclaw ones.
Which ones are you making right now? Hufflepuff?
Yeah, golden black for
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
You said adult large?
I mean, the pattern I'm following was just one size, but they generically fit all adult hands, I'm pretty sure, unless you have like absolutely massive dude hands.
Bring them to Winnipeg. Because if they fit my hands, I'm Hufflepuff and you're Ravenclaw.
This is true.
And then
You want
there's
some
a
Harry Potter mitts
birthday.
for Christmas?
Yeah, or my birthday. Like I would absolutely be stoked to wear colorwork Harry Potter mitts. That's totally fine. I would absolutely do that. But
Sweet. Okay.
bring them to Manitoba so we can put them on my hand to make sure they'll fit.
Okay.
Yeah, do that because I have an adult large hand. So sometimes adult larges aren't large enough. Sometimes adult larges are fine because large is not a precise measurement.
No,
God,
it's
do
not.
I wish we stopped vanity
I believe
sizing and
it's
just owned
80
up to our
stitches
numbers.
around, if that helps.
I wish we would just own up to our flipping numbers and stop with the vanity sizing and the numbers and the letters and the stuff. Just I wish we would. We won't, but I wish we would.
Oh no,
But yeah, bring them in, see, because like once we put them on, like we put them on, if it's big enough around, and I think it's probably big enough around, if you need to add like extra length or something, knowing you need to add extra length to be in a certain length before you start decreasing will be handy to have info-wise. Should that make sense?
I just zipped so much yarn into the zipper. Okay, I'll fix that later. That's a later argument. I'll put that to the side. Anyway,
project
that's
with
project
zippers.
number 9.
Okay, well, I have projects 10, 11, and 12 ready to go.
Erin says maybe you should make Asa game while you knit and watch.
I should make Asa game while I knit and watch. Also, I should do more gaming in the public channel so that Marvel can watch me game because I love it when Marvel watches me game because she is flippin' adorable.
Marvel's so
Hey, look. Here's another design project. I did get a name suggestion for Moonflower, which I freaking liked. So this might be the Moonflower shawl. So I made a bunch of progress on my lace. I'm not going to talk about it a bunch because I literally have to record and talk about this shortly anyway. And I think I corrected the math in the pattern. It was definitely off because I don't know how to add or multiply or do reverse math. I can't do any math. So that's fine. I know the lace chart's correct because I've done it wrong half the time. That's how lace charts work for me.
perfect.
Perfect. So we're right on track. And I've written out the last lace chart. So it is written out and I finalized it. So I just need to take the picture and make it into written instructions. and then we are good to go. So I'm almost done this chunk of lace sectioning. Oh, more messages. Snap at the messages. This is on some red heart. Ooh, I just dropped a bag of yarn on the cat head. This is on red heart sparkle yarn. It is in a black, gray, and white gradient. And there's sparkle, and I'm still on the first ball. I'm still on the first ball. It's 150 grams per ball, guys.
I can see that sparkle. That's sparkle.
It's got serious sparkle. It is acrylic, which means I can wash and dry this, which is great because it's not just white, so I'm going to spill on it. That is, that is how that works for me. That is how that works for me. And somewhere along the lines, I messed up my center spine on my own design, guys. And my spine goes over by one stitch in the lace section. I give up.
Yeah,
I know when it's done and it's washed and it's blocked, I'm not going to care. So I'm going to leave it alone. Because I know I'm not going to care when I'm finished. So there you go. Project 10? Was that 10?
That was Project 10. Okay.
I am getting a look. I did. I dropped the project bag on her head, guys.
I had 10 projects in this bin. This bin is now empty. This is my 10th project.
Okay.
I have emptied the bin.
Got it.
I'm
gonna get bit.
Why are you moving cats if you're going to get bit?
Oh, I'm moving the project bag I dumped on her head.
Oh, I see. I believe I was gifted this project bag, and I don't remember who. This has... Ooh.
Get so excited for gifts. It's really hard to keep track some days.
I have a slightly unraveling ribbon. I need to fix that after. Okay. I don't know. Cute project bag. I don't remember where I got this. I'm pretty sure somebody gave it to me. That's not the thing I was making. I was actually making a pattern out of one of my, not knit picks, Interweave Knits magazines for like the first time ever. I've been getting these magazines for like 8 years.
Years.
And I finally was making a pattern out of it. It's the Iris Cowl. And I'm going to show you a picture because I never got very far with it. I remember roughly where I left off. But it's a lacy infinity scarf, basically.
Okay, yeah. Your camera blurs you out, then focuses it again.
Yeah. It was out of this lovely sort of coppery brownish lace weight.
Oh, I remember that yarn.
And I got, oh, that's great. I have pulled some stitches off. That's fine. I hadn't really started it anyway. Come on. There we go. It's a provisional cast on, and I think like 2 rounds. Because I learned that I really, really do still hate knitting with DPNs, and I need circulars.
Do you have circulars in the right size for that one?
I don't know. Can you tell me what size yarn? Size needles? Size? Maybe. I might. I definitely didn't at the time, which is why I was doing it with DPNs.
Yeah, rather than just buying the needles you needed. Yeah, that sounds like you. Yeah.
I hadn't tried DPNs in a while, and I thought, well, maybe it's changed. Maybe I like them better than I did. No, I don't. So this is getting frogged, actually, right now.
Yep. Excellent.
Bye-bye needles. Bye-bye stitch markers.
Yeah.
This is just gonna get frogged right now. Oh, I forgot to up my project count. Bye-bye Iris Cowl. Whoops.
Frog it.
I may yet make it again. I still don't know what else I'm going to do with this particular yarn, but right now it's not going to be this.
Okay, up me by 1. We're going to talk about a sweater. We're going to talk about a colorwork sweater out of this beautiful green in this really pretty, like, sandstony light beige. Look at those colors. Aren't they just gorgeous?
Very pretty. I like these colors.
Pretty. This is the sweater I found under a sweater.
Oh, yes, you did some excavation.
I did some excavation, and I was like, what in the world? How do I have the wrong color ball of yarn in here? Look a little bit more, look a little bit more. Oh no, I have a whole other sweater started in here. That's what I have. Do I know what it is? Yes, I do. Do I know where I am? Not entirely. Um, I'm gonna sit and think about it and take a look at the pattern and see where my stitch count is, because this is the Skein Deer Knits Festive Yoke Sweater. Like the festive sweater where it's like literally Christmas sweater all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
And I've done the math and put in the stitches to steek this bad boy so that I can make it a Christmas all the way down cardigan in dark green and a stone blasted beige. How freaking gorgeous is that going to be? And I started this absolutely absolutely knowing that I was going to stick it in a bag and forget about it for 8 months because I wanted to get past Halloween before I picked up the colorwork sweater again. So I had absolutely no intentions of working on this till like October. Guess what, guys? It's not October. I've not worked on it. The problem is I forgot I had it in the in-between. And now that I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, because I was going to do that thing with the thing. Makes super sense to me. So I just need to sit down and count my stitch counts, see where I actually am in the pattern. And I think I am ready for my first color work chart. I think that's where I stopped. But I need to double check my numbers before I do that because remember what happens when I don't? We'll have an Ursina incident all over again. And I don't want to repeat that.
Yeah.
So we're counting our stitches this time. So I'm using the super sexy keep your needles together method of an elastic band around your needles.
Perfect.
But right now, it is the only project living in this bag. So at least it has its own bag now. And I'm going to go through and pull the other balls of yarn in the matching colors. And do that. Now I'm going to drop that behind me. Next.
Okay. I made it through the bin, so now I'm into my, like, surface projects. These are chronologically more recent.
I've got more than you.
Just gonna up that preemptively. What have I got? Okay,
Oh,
on the top
SpaghettiOs.
of the pile, the Garter Marler pullover. This is under relatively active work.
It's still a work in progress.
Yep. It never made it into the bin though, so it's still an active project. It's not hibernating in the bin.
It's not a random I don't want to look at this anymore, but I'm gonna keep thinking I might work on it project.
Yes. It was sitting on the surface as something that I have been working on.
Okay.
So yeah, that exists. Where do I put this? I'll put this on this side. There we go.
So does mine.
Karen's saying, I think one of the lessons here today is that Diana needs to stop casting on lace projects. Yes, I believe that is the lesson here today.
That is the lesson here today.
The lesson here is I like lace. I don't like knitting lace.
Yep. I think that's a good lesson to learn for all of us. Here's mine, but mine's going to be a cardigan. I just have a collar of super squishy goodness. Just a collar. Will I pick this up? Yes. Am I picking it up now? No. Am I picking it up in October? Possibly. Talk to me in October. All right. Next. I'm running out of floor space.
Next. Okay. What have I got? Next. What's in
this
bag?
Things in things.
Hey, it's my tote bag. What?
Can you tell we were excited about our own swag? We got some, guys.
Oh, I've got 2 projects in this one. Okay, so project number 12 is this.
You're gonna look at your WIP total count. You're gonna be like, nope, stuff has got to get done or ripped. This is ridiculous. And I'm just like, oh, I need 30-hour days and pills that mean I don't have to sleep. Okay, so I know it's a downside.
Hard drugs.
They do. I know it's a downside because I would sparkle in the daylight, which is kind of daft. But if I was a Twilight vampire, I wouldn't need to sleep and I could knit faster.
That'd be cool.
There are some definite negatives.
Zelda socks. That was the top project.
Good. Oh my god, you need to finish those.
I know.
But that's okay, you're ahead of me. Because I have the start of a coffee coaster. a cup mug. Oh, I should finish this because we're at seasons where you have one of these to put around your mug.
Yes. Oh my gosh, mine's still in here. It should not be in here. It should be with my mugs.
Should be with your mugs. I'm
Yeah.
thinking in November when we're at the Edmonton Fiber Festival, because we'll both be traveling, just stick this around our travel mugs for no reason other than we can.
I can decorate my hair. Come on.
Okay, I'm sorry I interrupted you because you're going to talk about the same project.
That was about it. I've only talked about this pretty recently. I'm trying to put it on my hair now. This is very
Cool,
foolish.
cool. I have my Zelda socks, but I'm still doing their gauge swatch, and their gauge swatch is you make a cup cozy. So, or sorry, cup sleeve for a coffee cup sleeve,
Wind this
which
yarn
I
better. My gosh.
super seriously need to finish because we're almost at warm beverage season again. I mean, it's like 2 months away, but we're almost at warm beverage season again. I can get excited. This is out of some wonderful air and fireweed fiber co yarn, and it lives in my my psychedelic flower bag, which I really like. So I want to get this done. I want that cup cozy. I want the socks. We're almost at sock season, and I'm not living on socks. It's really
I
depressing.
know, right?
Adding to the pile. You're up. Ooh, did you up my count?
I did indeed. And that was project number 13.
Oh
My
my
second
god.
project in here, which I have not forgotten about, and in fact already kind of mentioned, was the snake sweater
Oh yeah.
for the niece. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Cobra Sweater with the slightly modified charts because it's a copperhead tee, but I modified it slightly to have a cobra hood. I
That's fair.
still like this, and it's going to get finished because she asked for it. It's going to happen. It's not going to happen fast. I'm very solid in my plan of making an extra small adult size because children grow like weeds, and so maybe it'll still fit by the time I finish it.
It's a good idea.
She's 7.
It's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm gonna take this off my head now. That's unnecessary. And then I'm gonna put this other colorwork project back in here. Oops, I forgot to up my project count.
That's okay, you're gonna have to up me by one.
Pile.
The shawl with no name. I may honestly publish it as the shawl with no name. What inspired to make this shawl? I really like stripes. And I really hate naming things, hence shawl with no name. It's going to be a TK weight winter shawl or a fall shawl because this will look amazing on my cobalt coat, which I can wear till like -5 or 10. It's a spring coat, guys. So right now there Asa has all of it. She can tell you there's not a lot written down for it. So this is something I just pick up and work on randomly. It's got no due date. I'm in no stress to finish it or get it going. My brain just went, you need a garter squishy shawl. You need a garter squishy shawl with stripes in the rotation that you like. And I love asymmetrical because you do it in vertical lines, and then when you hold the asymmetrical shawl up at the 2 corners, everything slants. And I like that jaunty slant. Makes me happy.
Jaunty slant.
A jaunty slant. So I'm slowly working on that. And I do mean slowly, like I put a little bit of progress on it while I was in a car the other week. I'm still going. How are you doing?
I still got a few more things.
So do I.
Okay. In the really big llama bag, it's the aforementioned patchwork cardigan.
Ooh, yeah, because you're not done.
I am still not done. I evidently still have a sleeve to sew together.
Okay. Did you at least go get the yarn so you could do your
Nope.
contrasting? Oh, jeez.
I remember we decided on navy.
Yep.
This yarn doesn't actually need to be in here anymore. That can go someplace else.
God, I know you've left your house between when
yeah.
you decided
I
this and when
just haven't left my house in a direction of Michael's for yarn. Yep, that's about all I have to say about this one. It's still some squares. Oh, there's yarn. I found yarn. There's most of a sweater, but yeah, I still need the navy blue to do cuffs.
Yeah.
That was the first craft off project, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. That was my project the 14th.
My turn. Up my count.
And yes, Asa, I know I knit a sweater in a month. That took a great deal of dedication. That apparently used all of my dedication
For the year.
for the year. Just completely all of it, all at once.
All of it all at once.
It is so dark outside right now. I think we're going to have a thunderstorm very soon.
It's not necessarily a
It
bad
is
thing.
hot and muggy and dark. It's
So,
3 in the afternoon and I need all my lights on.
here's the flat white. The red's been ripped out, so I can redo those charts now.
Good.
Again. Here's the needles it should be on. Here's the size of needles poor Erin needs to pick up my stitches. So that's how tight my knitting is.
How do you knit so tight? I don't
It
understand.
doesn't feel tight, and I can do it for like 10 hours a day. It doesn't bother my wrists or my hands or nothing.
I
So
don't understand.
that's floating around. I'm super loving the idea of sweaters from now on, like getting far enough down the body, knitting the sleeves, and then sewing the collar up with like a quick whip stitch or running stitch so that the sleeves can just live in here and just make it a two. That's been really nice. So I want to do that with sweaters from now on that are closed up, right?
That seems smart.
Needs to get this back on the needles and done. Not this week, not next week, because super busy up to the Manitoba Fiber Festival now. But after the Fiber Festival, I should be able to sit down and get this finished. So right now, it lives in a bag because that's where it needs to go. And before I pick it up to work on it, I'll be going through this bag of yarn and making sure that the only dark color in here is the blue.
So that we don't have another color blocking incident.
So we don't have another unintentional color blocking incident.
Oops, that was project number 15.
That would be correct. You're up.
Okay, we're into things that are on this table.
Hey.
We've got in the sock bowl, we've got the, as I up my project count, I'm not forgetting. We have the scrappy, stripy striping sock with the mock heel that I screwed up, and I just still haven't gone back to rip out the heel that I screwed up.
All right.
It's just sitting
really?
here.
Still?
Still, it's been sitting here mocking me the whole time.
All right.
Anyway, scrappy, stripy striping sock, project number 15.
So long as you understand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I understand.
What's mocking you and why? I don't know where my striping sock is, but take it up because it's still on the needles. I just didn't find it.
Well, I have bonus. I just need to weave in the ends on these. And then I can wear them. I finished these months ago. Haven't woven in the two ends on each sock. So
We are not finishers. We are so not finishers.
I know.
It's not our thing. All right. Your go, because I don't know where the stripy socks are. I know I started them.
Right.
I know they're somewhere.
I'm
I know they're
this
in yarn. I want to
16
finish.
for that, because you have socks you can't find, and I have socks I need to weave in ends for. So there, 16.
Yep. Oh, is it me
We're both
again?
at 16 right now, actually.
So that means it's me again.
Yep.
Time for a blanket.
Okay.
Everybody remember this bad boy?
That one. That's been going for a while.
I currently do not have money to buy the colors that I need to finish this blanket. So it will remain in the WIP stage because I need more yarn and I can't afford to pick any up. So the quilt stars that I have, I figure again, once I get a commission project underway in about a month or so, I'll be back in like blanket mode and I will lay out what squares I have and what yarn I have and make as many squares as I can towards the total number of squares that I need. So I'll complete as many of these as I possibly can, but I don't have enough of this light Aran color, and it's an Aran tweed from Premium, Burnett Premium, and I don't have enough of the gray. I think I have enough green because there's like one more row outside this where you get a little green square in the corner. I think I have enough of the green made, and I think I have enough of the blue and gray squares made because these are granny squares. So these are crocheted granny squares. And you can get these diamond shapes out of granny squares because you do half gray, half in the
Yeah.
other color. So I'm going to make as many of the quilt squares as I can, and as many I put together as many border edges and stuff, and like assemble as much of the blanket together as I can as my break from thinking about the commission work, because that's enough of a thinking project. I may honestly make project notes and release it as a free crochet blanket pattern because there's enough steps involved into it
Hmm.
that'll be worth it. So I'm going to do that. I literally bought a book on quilting blocks because this is how much I like the granny square crochet quilt look. Because like
It
it looks
does
like a
look.
quilt.
It looks so cute.
It is such a cute design. So like, and I want to make more, but right now it is a not a fund option. So I'm going to finish this year and putter with as much as I can with what I have, and then just stick it on the wish list for someday when I have money again that I can make it. So here's hoping. And I will do the weaving in ends and crocheting the blocks together so that when I can pick it up again, whenever that happens to be, I I know what I've got finished is finished, and I can just make the other half of the blanket. So because I really kind of wanted this on my bed this year as my winter blanket.
Oh, that'd be cozy. Also says don't make the pattern free.
I will make the pattern free because it's a crochet pattern with a whole bunch of blocks and stuff I just stole from everybody else, and I'm only giving out one size dimensions, the size I'm making for your bed.
Cool.
Everybody else is going to have to do the math to figure out for their bed sizes. Now, if I do the math to figure it out for everybody else's bed sizes, then I would charge because then that's more work. But I'm literally making it for a European bed size. I live in North America. That's going to cause enough confusion.
And Karen also says you should charge for your work.
I should charge for my work, but I need people to know who I am and buy patterns from me. And because I am, and again, let's intro Jocelyn Ranty Face. If you are not Joji Locatelli or Andrea Mallory or Stephen West, you do not get enough attention as a designer. Then you struggle to make sales with your designs. So because I am not the top five, it's like being not the top five as a book publisher, as a novel writer. Like working novelists have day jobs because unless you were Stephen King, you cannot live off your art. As it is, I already undercharge for my shawls because I don't think people, because all I hear is people complain about paying $6 or $7 or $8 for a shawl. That's Canadian prices, guys. Um, and they will choose not to buy them because of it. And that's still undervaluing the work that goes into a shawl production.
Also
I
says
have
then
more
tell how to do the math
blankets.
and charge a small amount. I think we should bring back that whole like patronage thing where like the rich hoity-toity people were like, artist, I like your stuff, I'll just pay you to live here and make all the stuff all the time.
You do know what Patreon is, right? That's the 21st century version of patronage.
Yeah, but like
I'm
you have
sorry, did
like
I wake you up
one
and you
really rich
explored?
one.
Did you go exploring? Yeah, what the heck am I doing in here, hey? What the heck am I doing in here? I'm making a mess. I get
I
mad
guess I should
when I
talk
make
about my
messes.
thing.
I get mad
Kitty!
when I
I
make
am so
messes.
close to finishing the row on the thing that I've been working on while we've been doing this, and it's my last project.
Oh, good.
So I'm just gonna finish the last like 15 or so stitches,
I'm
and
just
then I'll
gonna
hold
hold
it
the
up.
beast.
It's the
Gonna...
Fossil Frenzy tee that you've been seeing every single week.
It's by Mary P. Hunt. That's how often I write that title down. I know the author's, I know the designer's name at this point.
Perfect.
Mommy needs to find blankets.
Yeah, so it's this one. I'm so close to being done this row, and we're gonna talk about this as when we're done this and recording the regular
Mommy needs to
podcast.
find blankets. I can't hold
More
you.
blankets. Oh, I suppose I technically have the secret craft off project, but I can't really
I
talk
can't
about
talk
that
about
one.
my secret projects. Like I can't talk about those because they're secret.
So
So
we'll just not count those for today
we
because we
can't
can't
count those. Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
them. Okay, I seriously have 5 stitches left. 1 second. 1 second. 4, 3,
Phaedra, was my balloon sleeve cardigan a work in
2,
progress last week? Well, she's no help at all. Worst housemaid
1. There
ever.
we go.
Snores, takes up over half the bed, doesn't participate in rent, demands food, doesn't clean up. Worst
Oh
housemaid.
man, worst roommate doesn't pay rent.
Doesn't pay rent.
Okay, there.
You went down
It's
now? Have you
all for
decided it's
fancy
too
tea.
hot?
Out of the sparkly yarn that doesn't sparkle on camera from Vancouver.
Got real sparkly yarn because it doesn't sparkle like mine does.
I know. Well, mine's not like 20% Stellina, it's only 5%.
God. Yeah, no, there's so much Stellina in the Red Heart Sparkle. There's so much
There,
Stellina.
there. That's my project, the 17th. And that is, if we're only counting knitting and crochet, that is my last project.
Cool, I got more.
All right. Well, Erin says, yes, you worked on it last week.
Excellent means it's a thing I can talk about in the podcast this week. I got projects I'm not casted on. That's dream knitting. I'm crafting. We're not talking about those today.
Melanie says, I have my first shift at Tim Hortons tomorrow, so once I get my first pay, I'll be a patron. Thank you so much.
Woo! Also, kind of a perk. I don't know if they still do it, but they did when I worked at Tim Hortons. If you work a certain number of hours in a shift, you get free food. I think you had to work a whole 8-hour day to get a lunch, but like on a 4-hour shift, you got a free donut, and you could just drink the tea and coffee.
I imagine places that sell tea and coffee are generally just like have as much as you need to keep going while you're working.
To keep going, yeah. I'm working on a marled. You're not starving to death. I'm working on a marled. She's doing that thing where they half jump up to look super cute. She wants food, is what she wants.
The notice me.
Which is fair, but she slept through the lunch call, so now she's got to wait till we're done. This is a marled, scrappy, bulky weight granny blanket for my niece. I asked her if she would like an offensively loud, mismatched colored blanket for her bed, and she said, HE double hockey sticks, yes. So that is what she's getting. Told her no idea when it would come to her. She said didn't matter. Whenever she got it, she'd be happy for it. This is the same niece that walks in, tries on stuff, and goes, I love it, and then it leaves.
Mm-hmm.
I had her try on the Saturday morning sweater from Dragon Horde Designs. I no longer own that sweater either.
Gotta make another one?
I do. I was like, do you like this? She's like, oh my god, yes. And then she like walked away with it. I was like, if you walk away with it now, it's your birthday present. She looked at me, looked at the sweater, and said, legit, and kept going. Okay, at least I don't have to make her anything for November. Downside, I now have to make myself another. Not a hardship. I'll pick a stronger, brighter color palette to work in because I can't tell the difference between the green and the dark gray anyway, so it's not actually that big of a loss. But I'm going to want that in the winter because I wore that sweater when I was on my cycles because it kept your back warm. And if you keep your back warm, it reduces your cramps because muscles are connected.
Mm-hmm.
Muscles are connected. So I know I need to make another one. I'm not making it right now. So these, I got big squares, and then I make little smaller ones where there's like 9 of them in smaller granny squares, and then I frame it all in gray, and then I make stripes, like strips of them, and then I'm going to sew the strips together. So it's going to alternate between a big square, a checkerboard of big squares, and little squares. And a checkerboard pattern in literally whatever scrap acrylic I have worsted, held double on a 9mm hook, and I just work on this whenever I feel like. Because she gets it when it's done and she understands that it's a long-term project and I don't constantly want to be working on this. Well, is there good odds I'll pick it up this winter? There are good odds I will pick it up this winter because I'd like to make some granny square crochet throws for kennels and stuff for the sanctuaries and pet places here in the city that are taking in all of the pets that are being abandoned. And it makes me very, like, nerd rage angry. It makes me nerd rage levels of angry that people are literally putting their pets out on the street instead of caring for a living creature that they signed on for. Whether they understood it or not, they signed on for it. And I can't I have hope humanity will survive the environmental crisis. I have a hope humanity will figure out that shooting ourselves solves nothing. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Humans can die. You can't take care of pets. That's it. You're dead to me. I absolutely have no patience and no sympathy for people who will take on a living creature and not care for it properly. None whatsoever. Absolutely none whatsoever. I say as I make my cat wait for lunch. She's also 3 pounds overweight, and the vet's on me to have her lose weight, so an occasional late lunch is probably not going to kill her.
I think she'll live.
Did we tick up my project count?
Yep, you're at 18 to my 17.
Cool, we're going to go up 2 more.
All right, what's project number 19?
A tiny, fingering weight, mitered, squared memories blanket. Which, again, requires no thought. That's why I was like, yeah, mitered squares, do it all the way. Look at that.
I like it. Yeah, I think I got it.
I gotta do one of these. Now, this one I'm just making couch throw size so that I could be like a lap blanket or like a blanket for people who get cold to come over to be on the couch. Because that's the size I wanted to make to have drape over the back of my couch. So that's what I'm doing right now because it'll also be chair size when I just have chairs so I don't have a couch anymore. So this one is only meant to be lap size. I also, again, absolutely no deadline on this one because it's done when it's done and it's made out of scraps and I work on it when I feel like it. And nobody can stop me. Or more specifically, until also shows up and makes me sit down and do my work, nobody can tell me otherwise. Because they won't. Alright, and then the other thing I'm working on. And I'm using DPNs like straight needles. So, tick me up again.
20.
This is for my bed. This is another long term. It has no deadline because let's be realistic, guys. Blankets are massive projects. And again, it's probably going to be one of those ones that, like, when I need something with no thinking in the winter, I will pick it up. A jelly roll blanket.
That's the one where you just knit, like, garter stitch strips, right?
Garter strips, and then the pattern has you do a pickup. The pickup's not going to work for me, again, just because of how I knit. And I always pick up a little weird because I can't see the stitches, even if it's fingering held double, and this is fingering held double. You can tell all that squishy goodness. So I am going to knit the strips and then I'm going to zigzag stitch the strips together to get the jelly roll look at the top.
Okay.
So that is what I'm going to do.
That's why it's called a jelly roll, because it doesn't.
Yeah,
I understand. I hadn't looked that closely at the pattern.
So I just need to make the right number of strips to sew them together to go across my bed. And I will continue to putter away with this because I will also make strips big enough to do 2 pillowcases. So I can have air quotes matching pillowcases. Air quotes, guys. But again, another very long-term project because it is a very big project. But I'm going to keep working on it.
Massive.
Blankets are big ones. And these are meant to be scrappy blankets. So I am slowly working on those. This one just lives on the DPNs I'm working on because like the width of the strip is this big. Why would I stick it on circulars or a straight needle?
Yeah, that makes total sense.
So I'm just treating the DPNs like they're straight needles, and I function with them fine. Otherwise, I'm like you, I'm not really a DPN needle fan. But in the case of the blanket, I don't mind the DPNs at all. I just have the 2 of them, and I'm treating them like straight needles. So
that works.
And as for the scraps and stuff that I'm using, they're scraps from leftover projects, and they are all of the minis I get. Because I don't use the minis I get in my socks or stuff. They all live in bags. I knit them. So I do want to make some progress on that this winter. Just August is not the blanket month. I feel like I might make my podcast anniversary this year, like blanket. Like I might make a 3-month challenge to see how much blanket I can make. Just to see how much blanket I can make. So that's it. That is what is on the needles that I can talk about. There may be 2 more projects to that. You guys aren't going to know until the 1st of September. Cool. There's so much stuff all over my floor.
Same. Yeah, that is all of
That
stuff on
is,
my needles. So you've
that's a,
got 20 to my 17, and I frogged one of them. So
you counted the frog already though.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So I have 3 projects more than you do.
That's shocking, actually.
And I frogged 3 yesterday. I frogged the 2 Stephen West shawls and I frogged the Holly card yesterday. The more I think about it, the happier I am I frogged that Holly cardigan, but I kind of, because my current obsession is Erin's DK tweed, and technically the Holly cardigan's a tweed pattern. So now my brain just thinks tweed
Oh,
colors
yes.
and like maybe like a winter color palette.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. We're gonna leave that
Yeah.
alone for a bit. Cause I oh no, I'm not done.
Oh, surprise
One
project
more.
21.
21. This is why it's hard for me, guys. Because we started talking about the tweed. I cast on the brioche hug the other week.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? Yeah,
Yeah.
out of Erin's tweed. Like this is the first of Erin's tweed that I've gotten. And there will be more. There will be more. So, 21. I have 21 projects. Everything else I have that I want to do is not currently on a needle, therefore it does not count. Oh, yes. It's a technicality and I'm taking it. Oh, no, wait, I lied. 22.
What's 22?
In the living room on the back of the couch is literally the cast on edge, like the cast on. Not even the cast on in the first knit row, like just the cast on of the Dingley Dell.
Okay, 22.
22 to your 17. That's more like it. That's more like
I'm
it.
absolutely stunned I got up to 17. I need to
I'm not.
finish. I need
I'm
to
not.
finish things.
You need to finish things. I'm not because you get so close, like literally weave in your ends, sew your patchwork, and finish your like. You could
I
have
know.
3 WIPs next week with very little to no work.
I know. I know.
Done it off and be down to 14
Oh no, I dropped a stitch. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay,
very
we're good.
easily. Very easily. But yeah, pack the Harry Potter mitts and bring them with you. We'll see if they fit my hands because I am Hufflepuff and you have the colors for Ravenclaw, so we might as well have Harry Potter mittens.
Okay, I'll toss that on that box of yarn that I have to pack.
Yeah, do that
Now I won't forget.
because that'll be terribly cute. You and me in our matching crocheted sweaters, different colors with our house mitts.
That would be very cute.
I think it would be terribly adorable. I feel like that's gotta happen. All right, that's it. We've been at this for what, 2 hours?
2 hours and 18 minutes.
Oh
It
my
is
God,
toasty in here. I need some
guys!
lunch. I
I
need to
need
start
to
some laundry.
go to the bathroom and we need to record. No wonder I've got an empty pot of tea. I've drank an entire pot of tea, guys.
That took a while.
Ah, imagine how long it would be if we recorded it and I had to edit it. Oh God. Live state of the whip. Oh, it's so nice. Not doing not doing show notes and not having to edit all this. So nice,
Oh,
guys. So nice. And we got to talk with you guys while we were doing it, which is even better.
always a good
All
time.
right. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna say goodbye.
Yeah.
We gotta take a 20-30 minute break and then me and Dinah have to record for Wednesday so that you have a podcast this week. And I
Yeah.
need to feed the cat and do something about this
The
down here.
situation, yeah,
The
it's bad.
situation's a little sketch, and then we can do
The floor
that.
is non-existent behind me.
Yup, yup. So I'm gonna say for you guys until Wednesday, no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to
Don't
knit.
forget to knit.